to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're doing a special anniversary edition of the show.
Guys, it's been a year.
We have literally been doing this for a year.
It doesn't feel like it.
And the thing is, it's going to air, like, this episode will air, like, the day it's, I think our first episode released on, like, the 11th of January, and this comes out the 11th of January. I really can't believe it.
I can't either. Every time I turn around, there's something that happens, and I'm like, what? No, what? How does this person, one, how does this person know who we are? And two, like, how is this my life?
Yeah. It's very fun.
Kind of amazing. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. It is amazing.
I was wholesome fun.
Oh yeah, it's super wholesome. Definitely nothing. I don't know. Maybe like we could play these in church. It would be totally fine.
Depending on what church you're talking about. The Church of Anton LaVey. What?
Fuck you, COVID. Every single time I cough, that's what I say. Fuck you, COVID.
Fuck you, COVID. F you, COVID.
My rapid test was negative this morning, so seriously, fuck off, COVID.
Yeah, right in the kisser. So what do we have planned for this wonderful episode?
Okay, so we put a lot of thought into this, like, legitimately, and not that we don't put a lot of thought into every show, but, like, this felt big, right? Like, this is the very first... Okay. This is the 1 year anniversary of this, like, brain baby we had that, like, came out of COVID. Awkward.
Hoo-ha. Yeah, I know. COVID hoo-ha.
Gross. But we did put a lot of thought into this. So what we're going to do today is we have some business at hand to address. We want to hit some highlights from the show. And then we're going to do some best ofs.
Yep.
So we have a bunch of different categories that we're gonna hit. Favorite hero, favorite heroine, favorite overall book from the podcast, favorite overall book we read this year that we did not do for an episode on the podcast, favorite sexy times, book that surprised us the most, a book that made us cry the hardest, book that made us laugh the hardest. Besides a potato. What book from our podcast will you be taking with you to a desert island? And finally, there's two more. Favorite line from a book, which you and I both could not narrow down to one.
No.
It was impossible. And then the final one is most cockle-burning moment. Yep. And by cockles, we mean our cold, dead hearts. So,
you know, I heard somebody use cockles. Who was I listening to? That somebody... Oh, sidebar. I'm obsessed. I've become that person who watches YouTube videos now, like watches YouTubers. I'm like a 16-year-old girl now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right?
I was just going to ask, like, when you reverted back to high school, but, you know, whatever.
Right? And the one guy that I like... So I like this one... I like a couple of these guys who, they go to amusement parks, and they go to, like, roadside attractions and stuff like that. So the one guy talked about how like, it made him... it warmed the cockles of his heart. And I was like,
beautiful.
Yay! Yeah, I turned into a 17-year-old girl, guys. It's fine. I also might have a crush on one of them because he's like 47. It's fine. No worries.
Okay. I was like, maybe we don't say that on a public platform.
No, he's 47. It's fine. He's older than me. It's okay. But that's his job. And I was like, how is this your job? Anyhow, don't worry about it. Stop. I'm not going to worry about it.
It's fine.
No.
Totally fine.
He has more tattoos than I do, so it's fine.
Nice. We, you know what we have not done yet? Gotten our tattoos.
Yeah, I know. I was actually thinking about that. We should probably do that. Well, maybe we should wait till Omicron.
Yeah, can we wait until, like, so the kind of good news about Omicron, because pretty much everyone has had it.
Oh, let's call it Omicron.
Omicron, oh my God.
Like AJ.
What is my dog barking at? What?
She didn't like that joke. She did not like...
She can't even hear you. She's like, I have headphones in. What's going on? She's like barking at the busy bone. Oh. Are you okay? Oh my God, she's insane. Okay, so anywho, once like a ton of people get one of the variants, then there's like a period of time afterward where you kind of have like super immunity to it.
That's what they're hoping for, herd immunity, right?
For like brief herd immunity. It's
Yeah, right.
It won't last forever. Okay, so we like Ohio should, or at least Northeast Ohio should kind of have their shit together for like a very brief period of time.
Yeah.
So that might be the time that we want to go get tattoos.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm like more stoked than ever because I, in some ways, truly feel like I've cheated death. So.
Well, we both have because, like, honestly, if we had not been vaccinated, we probably would be dead. It's fine. Don't worry, guys. It's fine. Because I know people who are not vaccinated who got COVID and they were sick for a long time.
Yeah.
And me with having so many comorbidities, I would be dead. So let's start this thing out. Let's talk about these things that we want to talk about, and then we'll get into our best ofs. How about that? Because I think should we pop some bubs on our best ofs?
Yes, we absolutely should. We both
Popping the bubs on the best ofs. Ah!
You know, alliteration is one of my very favorite literary tools. We each have a bottle of bubs. Do you want to do bright spots? Here are things we should have talked about before the show.
Okay, yeah, let's do bright spots, and then I'll do a soggy sex card.
Oh, Jesus God. Okay, you're going to have to explain that when we get there.
I will.
Okay, Rae?
Yes?
Tell me something good. Did anything good happen to you this week?
Friday was a fucking bitch. Ghostbusters Afterlife came out, and I had already had it pre-ordered, so that was exciting.
Did you see it? Did you watch it?
I've not watched it yet.
Okay.
I'm holding off. I'm holding. William Holden. I did find another movie that I'm absolutely in love with from 1980 something, 89. It's called Chud 2, Bud the Chud, and
perfect.
If you guys are interested, we will be reviewing it on B3. So yes,
nice.
I enjoy that. So that is like my and I took all my Christmas decorations down. So
there you go. Yeah.
Yep. Veronica.
Yes, dear.
Tell me something good.
Okay, so I have two little. Well, no, you know what? Fuck it. They're both big because I cheated death. So the first one, I have two things. Okay, so the first one is that yesterday I returned to CrossFit for the first time post-COVID.
Nice.
And much like I felt after childbirth, like I felt like I would... Hang on, I have a point, I swear. The look on your face. After I like literally gave birth to a child, I was like, I feel like a fucking superhero. Like I just grew this kid and then I pushed it out of my body and I am fucking Wonder Woman. Like I just felt so like empowered, and that was like, before the postpartum depression hit, but like, whatever. There was like a brief time where the hormones surged and it like felt really good. I sort of feel that way post-COVID, and that like I'm really grateful to my body for like holding up and getting me through it. And I went back to the gym, and I specifically went back, like, I feel very safe at this gym that I go to because we all have our own boxes that are taped off, and like I feel very safe there because we're maintaining a decent distance between all of us and cleaning everything that we touch, and it feels very safe. Mm-hmm. So I roll back to the gym. I specifically went when I did because the coach had COVID a couple months prior. And so I knew that, like, if I needed to stop and just lay on the floor, like, she wouldn't judge me and it would be fine. And I also knew she'd look out for me because she said that her first couple classes back, she just laid on the floor afterward and cried. And I was like, cool, can't wait. So I get there. I didn't even look at what the workout was until, like, I don't know, an hour before class or something. Fucking burpee pull-ups. That was what I was rolling back to. And I texted her and I was like, you gotta be shitting me, man. Seriously? So I get there, and I did go lighter than I like would have probably in the past. And I did scale back in reps a little bit because like fucking burpee pull-ups, man. Like it's a lot of like get down on the ground and then get up and jump in the air kind of shit. Nope. And so like you had COVID, like that change in like
walking up the fucking stairs, man.
Yeah, I know. Like, literally the other day I walked up the stairs and I was fucking winded. So I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. It went better than I thought it would. I still laid on the floor afterward and cried. And part of it was just like that surge of emotion afterward of just being like, I did it and I didn't die. And like, I always say to my kid, you know, we can do hard things. We can. And so like, I'm just super grateful to be able to be healthy enough to be able to go back to the gym and like throw some fucking heavy weight around. It was excellent.
Fucking toss a tire around and bullshit.
Fuck,
what?
Yes. God, I want to throw a tire. So my second thing is that today, after everyone popped a negative rapid test, we had Christmas with my mom and my uncle and my grandpa.
Nice.
And it was awesome because like he's 98 and you know, it's just, we haven't had Christmas with him in 2 years. We had Christmas with him in 2019 in like the facility that he was in at that time, when he was like very sick and we weren't even sure like how much longer he was going to make it at that time. Like he wasn't doing well. But he got better, and 2 years later we got to have Christmas with him. Last year we were all like, we bought him like a portal so that we could all, like a Facebook portal or whatever. Yeah. So that we could all be on video together because, you know, COVID times.
But you actually got to see him. Yeah.
We actually got to see him and give him presents, and yeah, it was awesome. It was really great. So that's it. That's my shit.
I like it. I like all of it.
Yeah. Love it. All right. Shall we get into like the things, the topics we want to hit up before we do our best ofs?
Do you want to do a card first?
Yes. Okay, please explain why they're soggy.
So can I? Okay, well, okay, all right.
Why they have soggy bottoms?
Can I? Timothy Bottoms has a soggy bottom. Soggy bottom, boys. So this is the text I sent to you earlier, and I still laugh. I actually just pulled up one. It was that one I sent you yesterday that was like a family for the Titanic survivor. That made me laugh. Let's see. Okay, it said also, the year of sex cards got wet. I know how ironic that sounds. So I don't know how on my desk downstairs in the basement, in my office, my basement office, they got wet. But I looked over and I was like cleaning the desk off because I was putting all the lights and stuff away. And I look over and I'm like, oh no! I did that like slow motion, like no.
Yeah.
And I was like, too late. I mean, they're fucking wet. They're wetter than me watching
The Witcher? Okay.
Lucifer.
There you go.
There you go. And so I pulled them out. I pulled them out, and they're like, some of them are I'm gonna bury the ones that I can definitely tell that are kind of damaged, even though I'm like, well, that one's damaged. But they're still readable. So
you're gonna bury them in the backyard in a time capsule.
I might do that. I might
for future neighbors to find.
Yeah. Yes. You know,
when you sell your house, they're going to like decide to, you know, build a deck or something, and they're going to be like renovating.
You know, I could be a total asshole and sneak up to the elementary school, and next time they do a time capsule and put them in there.
Oh my God. Maybe at least do a high school. Don't do it at the elementary school.
I mean, it's still okay. I mean, I don't care. I will be dead, so I don't care at that point. All right. I'm pulling out a card.
Okay.
This card. Wow! It's a 5 out of 5!
Oh!
That's... Come on. This one's not okay. This I've seen, literally is on literally every porno. It's called Bouncing Lady. Technique. Okay. The woman either squats or kneels on top of her lover and controls the angle of entry for his penis into her vagina. She bounces and adjusts the angle of her movements to best satisfy her needs. I mean, literally...
just go on top. Like, I mean,
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's all.
5 out of 5.
So it has to be hotness, right? Or is that difficulty? We still don't know.
No. I mean, because she's riding him. I mean, that's what this is.
Which is in,
guess
like,
what? I just literally read a book last night.
Most romance novels. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I'll just tell you, it was Her Dearest Enemy. There you go.
There you
go. There was some of that in there. Done. Wow, that was boring.
All right, well, that was anticlimactic. Sing.
Here, let me just, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to pick another one just because that one sucked. I'm going to pick a different one.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Oh. All right. Again, something that's not a porno. Like, okay, I might need help. Sideways straddle. This was only 2 out of 5. I was like, this is literally like a little more difficult. It's definitely in porn. I mean, this is like one of the major, like on a scene in a porn, there's like different positions. This is one of the positions.
They kind of just hit them all.
Yeah. They hit them all. An experimental position, not experimental, that is meant to warm the woman up for deeper penetration later on. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't do it. Oh, shit. An experimental position that is meant to warm the woman for deeper penetration later on. He is behind her, and she scissors his legs between his. He inserts his penis, and the couple grind together. I'm trying to do like Richard Attenborough. So that is that. It is literally like something you see on any. He's pulled her leg up, and he's fucking between her legs. Right. I mean, I don't know.
Trying to hit that G-spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an angle of the dangle, man. I don't know. I don't know a book off the top of my head.
I don't know. I mean, like where he pulls her leg up. I mean, it happens a lot. I mean.
Yeah, I mean.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean,
that they're specifically saying like he pulls her leg up. I know I read one recently where somebody with the guy said,
doesn't that happen in Rhodes? Or does he pushes her butt up? Something like same like reasoning.
Yeah, he just puts a pillow under her back. That's all he does. I don't know if there's but it's honestly like if you're putting, it's just if he were in the book were to say that he was putting both the legs over his shoulders, it's the same thing.
Same deal,
just not putting one. It's only putting one up.
Right.
So I mean, it could be a number of them. Okay, you know what's on my mind? Lingus. There we go.
Oh hell yes! God damn.
Yeah, this might just be like Rae recounts sex or recounts porn. That's what this ends up being at some point. That's fine.
That's fine.
So that's Year of Sex card.
Love it.
All right. So should we pop some bubs? Oh no, we're not. No, we're doing our things to talk about first, and then we're gonna pop bubs. Okay.
Yeah. Let's wait.
Let's
until we come
recap
back
some of our info that we want to talk about here.
Yeah. So, one of the things, especially at the beginning, that we were super obsessed with was like we were shocked by people in different countries and on different continents that were listening to our podcast. So I went through at the end of last week and like counted out all of the countries and all of the states and still holding out for that 7th continent. But we reached 48 countries on 6 continents. Still holding out for Antarctica, if you know anybody.
Seriously. I mean, The Thing. Does anybody like The Thing and like romance novels? Come on.
I specifically followed some TikTok accounts that are in Antarctica just to be like, hey, please.
Yeah, there's got to be somebody
listen
who
to 5 minutes of our podcast so that we can like collect them all.
Come on.
In the United States, we have reached 40 states, including DC. So if you want to get ridiculously technical, it's 39 plus 1.
Do we know which ones we're missing?
Pretty sure like Alaska. It's hard to make that determination. You know what I mean? Like
because sometimes they're not in alpha because it's by like.
It's by like percentages, so they're not in alphabetical order. So it's more difficult to tell maybe that way.
Yeah.
None that like jump out at me. Like Utah joined the list this week.
Wow.
I know. Montana, are you not on this list? I know someone in Montana. I can just be like, hey, listen to my fucking podcast.
There you go.
That's not, Montana's not on the list. What about the Dakotas? The stuff in the middle that everyone loses. I don't see Dakotas on here, either of them. So there's 3.
Maybe we should read some more, like, you know,
like Cowboy Rancher.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, who is it?
okay
Kennedy
with it.
Fox has like a ton of. They have an entire line of cowboy. I read one of them. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite from them, but they have an entire
the
line
Rancher
of.
ones. They're not bad.
Yeah, I think it was Catching the Cowboy or something is the one, and I think they're in Montana.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Also, so the next thing that we wanted to shout out to was all of our followers on social media, because again,
Yay!
we did not anticipate having many, if any, but somehow we have reached 1,500 followers on more than 1,500 followers on TikTok, and we've got a respectable amount on Instagram, Twitter, and it's just nice. Okay. I love the engagement.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was just
Go ahead. No, that's where I was going next. Go ahead.
It's like the people we've met have been just kind and nice and amazing and just willing to interact with us, and that's pretty great, amazing. I mean, I don't know how many times we've interacted with Penny. Oh, that's later on, but we want to say how many times we've interacted with Penny Reed via Twitter has.
I love her. She's also interacted with us on TikTok a little bit. When I posted the TikTok of me reading Friends Without Benefits because like excessive reading is a trauma response, she was like, I mean, I approve. And I was like, well, thank God, because I spent a lot of time disassociating in your books, Penny. Like, a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot. But
she's going to come up a lot tonight, guys.
She is going to come up a lot. A lot. Yep. Yes.
Yep.
We've had far more. I was shocked the first time anyone, like authors, began reaching out to us asking if we wanted to review their books.
Yeah.
Like their ARCs. And I was floored.
Yeah.
Adulting was our first one.
Adulting. So I would say let's say thank you to Liz Talley and Lucy Monroe, Emma Jackson. I'm missing somebody.
Therese Bahari.
Tracy Brogan.
Yes, Tracy Brogan.
Yeah.
God. And Tracy Bannister.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. And Greer Rivers. Greer Rivers has.
And Greer, yeah. Yep.
She gave us one that we reviewed on the podcast, but I have reviewed both of like that. So that was book 2 in that series, and then I have reviewed books 3 and 4 as ARCs, not on the show, but like separately.
And let's do a special shout out to Cherry, because Cherry has done given us so much. Becca Mack, E.L. Koslow. Who's the other one? I should have looked this up beforehand. That we've done. Nicholas Brown.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm going to look really quick. So keep talking. I'm going to go look on the website because I know I'm missing somebody and I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah. There are plenty of others also that that we found through like TikTok. Like we found Emily McIntyre through TikTok. And I've read 4 of her 6 novels at this point. I went through that entire, one of them was on the podcast, Beneath the Stands. I also found Shel Sloan there. And Cherry brought us Gianna Sibal, I think is how you pronounced her name, the Blueberry Boys. Emma Jackson reached out to us.
Yeah.
Because she had listened to the podcast, that
E.L.
poor
Lewis.
woman.
You have E.L. Koslow and E.L. Lewis.
Oh, right,
E.L.
yes.
Lewis is delightful. I've done 2 of her books.
Yes. It's been like, actually Stacey Agdern reached out to us via Twitter. Or
that's right.
I forget how, like,
Stacey Agdern, oh my gosh.
She's so
just
sweet.
The sweetest person.
She's so sweet.
And all the authors that we work with, like Lucy is another one who's just freaking adorable.
She's like one of the sweetest people on this planet.
She is. I mean, thank you so much. Marcella Bell, she was an arc for me, but the interaction I had with her was wonderful. Yeah. Ella Sparkles, and the Ella Sparkle was another cherry.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And she's delightful too.
Who was it? Was it Becca Mack's husband who reached out to us to be like...
Oh my God, Becca Mack, your husband is just the sweetest person on the
He
planet.
literally emailed and was like, "Thank you so much for reviewing my wife's book. Like, it really just meant a lot to me." It was so fucking sweet.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, Becca, I loved your fucking book. We can't wait for your next book, and we're going to have Becca on in the new year, so we're very excited about it. So
we're super stoked. We're so lucky, and just...
We are very lucky.
Yeah. We have another one, actually. Our second book of this month is another ARC called Meet Me in the Margins from Melissa Ferguson.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have to say, like, I never would have thought that I'd be media on
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've considered media on
NetGalley,
which blows my mind.
Welcome.
And FYI, I think I mentioned in the last podcast, but I ended up reading her first book was S.L. Prater. I really liked her book
right.
too.
Yeah.
And then I ended up reading another one that this past week. There was like it's free, and each one of after that, it's very close to S.L. Prater. Keep talking, and I'll look it up, and I'll tell you what it is, because it was very good. I enjoyed it. Like it was very well done.
The other thing that we wanted to say to the authors who gave us ARCs was just that I felt like a level of trust in being able to do that, because I cannot imagine how like just nerve-wracking that is to, you've had alpha readers, beta readers, you've had it edited, but then like you're sending this out to more people than have ever read your book, and you're really relying on them to follow through, to write their reviews, to get the word out, because you're more likely to sell books if people see a lot of positive reviews. If you have the book out and there's 4 freaking reviews on it, and you have 3 stars, like 3 stars is considered a negative review in Amazon's eyes. So, it's just like you're really hoping that they like the book and then spend the time to write a review, or at the very least write something positive, even if it's just a few lines, and put it up on Amazon and Goodreads and all that stuff, because it's so important. That week of the launch is so important.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've always tried to like time ours with like either the week of the launch or the week before the launch, and
that's what makes me a little upset with NetGalley, because like right now I think my percentage is like 60% on NetGalley. Like we'd like you to be 80, and I'm like, yeah, but I time my reviews for release of, I don't want to get lost in the ether of things. Like I'd like to be right around the time that it goes out. I mean, I know that 4 or 5 stars still not gonna, I mean, like I would like to be able to say on our podcast, this is that I'm recommending this book. The other one I was Colleen Cowley's Subversive, and it's very interesting. It's it's not, maybe next week or when we talk about next, I'll recommend it, but it's very good. It's interesting. It's like 2013, but everyone is living in like sort of like a world that's 1910.
Oh. And
it deals with magic, and but the only ones who can practice magic are wizards or men. Yeah. Well, but the whole series is about how women actually are stronger magically than men are.
Fuck yes. What?
Yeah, it's very good.
Who wrote Foreplay on Words?
That was E.L. Koslow.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, good. I was just looking for that because I had, like, remembered reading it. And
that
then
was a hot book.
That was... Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, it really was.
What I really liked about that book was...
The research?
The research that was done with it. I mean, it was very much like... even down to the care of the actual implements itself, like, of the sex toys.
Like the cleaning of the sex toys.
Yes, and like, and aftercare and everything like that. It's like, you don't... I mean, we've read enough that's...
Not?
Yep.
Like that?
Yup.
Completely disregards anything that maybe should be regarded?
And I want to do a special shout out to Nicholas Brown, because I did not include it in my, and I feel bad because now I think about it, I did not include it in the, because I didn't do on a book outside of the podcast that made me cry so much, but Another Life by Nicholas Brown. If he's a young guy, I mean, I don't know how old he is. I think he's 25 or something like that. And he's just
young.
Sweet. He's young. And it's a short story and it is beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read, and you can get it from Cherry. You can search him out, but it's
He's on Twitter too.
He's on Twitter. And I just want to say, I love you, Nicholas. I mean, I've told you a number of times, so you know that you got a fan with me. But I think your writing is fantastic, and continue writing. So
word.
Oh,
man. We've had 2 authors actually on the podcast, Gianna Sebal and Emma Jackson.
Yes. Emma.
God, Emma is just like amazing. And it was great both times. We learned a lot from both of those experiences that helped us move forward and I think do a better job at some things. We got to have 3 different guests. We had Lee on twice, that lucky bastard. We're lucky, really. Sunny came on and Ween came on, and that was awesome. And then the next one that we have on our list is what books we're looking forward to this year. Do you have anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
Well, I think we both are looking forward to Husband Material.
Holy shit. I'm so excited about it. I already pre-ordered it. That was actually my Christmas gift to Lee. But, like, you can't... Dear Amazon, fix this shit. You can't pre-order a Kindle book for someone else. You can't do a pre-order Kindle book as a gift. So, like, I pre-ordered it, and then I just have, like, a notification on my calendar, like, buy for Lee on this day. Because, like, it comes out, like, August 2nd, I think.
Can I tell you what I got him for Christmas?
Yes.
Because it's very funny. So I got him that Loving book where it's the history of men and men. And it came, and I was like, came to my house, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I completely forgot that. It came like a month later after I ordered it. And I was like, And so I mailed it to him. Because both of you have presents that are like so awkward to mail. And so I put a note in his that says, I don't know if you have this, but if you do already, you now have something that can kill a puma. I gave you a weapon. Because it's fucking heavy. And I would buy it myself for my own, but my dog will eat it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Such as poor Amy Pence's book that I purchased.
Jeez. Mine.
Amy, I bought your book.
Yeah, mine arrived, but I'm going to do an unboxing I'm going to do a TikTok. So
yeah, I would have loved to. Bucky already did my unboxing
and
eaten it. I mean, I came in. It was a bad night. Thursday night was
that was not a good night for you.
No, because my poor father had to pick me up from Target where my car stalled, and I walk in and I'm like, I just lost it. I was like, get the fuck away from me. I was bad because this is the 5th time I had cleaned my house and swept up shit he had destroyed. Anyhow,
aren't you so glad you got a second dog?
I'm so fucking glad. That's the other thing that happened this year. You and I both got dogs.
Yeah, and I both got dogs, and actually in the latter half of the year, like
very close to one another.
Yep, within like in the same quarter, basically, we both got dogs.
Yep. But I have to say, the other book I'm looking forward to, supposedly, is the 4th book in Tessa Dare's. I don't know what they're supposed with Minerva.
Oh my God, those are so
the Spindle Cove
good.
series.
Spindle Cove series.
Yeah,
is there another
one? There's supposed to be a 4th one. There's supposed
I think
to
there
be.
are 4. Is there going to be a 5th one?
It's supposedly it says 2023, but I think I get moved. I think it's now 2022, supposedly. Oops. I'm going to go look right now.
I was just like, I thought I was typing into a tab, but I was not. Because I think there are 4.
Hold on. There's
4-book series. So will there be a 5th one?
There is.
Oh, God, A Week to Be Wicked is so good.
Because there's so.
Oh, I don't think I've read any Duchess Will Do.
I'm thinking that's what I'm thinking of. Is no, that's not right. Wait. I'm the wrong series. I'm on the other series with Maybe I'm making this up. No, I'm not. I know I'm not making this up. She has more than these 5 books. Hold on. Because I was a Tessa Dare year. I went through fucking Tessa Dare like nuts this year.
Do you mean like the Wallflower series?
Could be.
Just
The Duchess, Girl Meets Duke. Those are the series. That's the series I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Because you have the Duchess deal with the guy with the scars, and the Governess Game, the Wallflower Wager, and the Bride Bet is the one we're all fucking waiting for. It says 2024, but I don't believe it's going to take that long. I doubt it.
Winifred, you're okay, baby. It's all right. Nothing's wrong. Promise. Did you have a bad dream? You're okay. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's having some issues.
Somebody
but it's like
upset.
the last time somebody posted was 2020. And they're like, wait, 2021? Wait, 2024? So I have a feeling that it will probably come out next year. I have a feeling. I mean, it's Tessa Dare. Who knows?
Yeah, who
but
knows?
it's the last of the 4 in that group.
Okay.
So it's the 4 friends. Like one is, I think, Penelope, who's like obsessed with animals.
She's the animals one. Oh yeah, because that's a spin-off of the. Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes.
They're all in the same world.
Yes. I'm thinking of the Duchess deal. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am excited for. I think we're going to get the conclusion of the Conviction series from Greer Rivers. So, Atoning Conviction is the next one. She released like the title of the book, and I think it's going to be Phoenix's. Well, I know it'll be Phoenix's book, and then I assume Hawk will be last. And I am fucking excited. Yeah, so 2, and I assume they'll both come out this year because she's been on like all 4 of those books were published like within a year. So, or very close to that time frame. So I'm pretty excited to see the conclusion of that, although I am sad already that it will be over. I think Mariana Zapata is coming out with another one this year. I thought I saw...
What else she got to do besides write giant tomes?
I mean, you know.
Hey, man. And play with her adorable dog.
Yeah, she has... Does she have 2 dogs?
I think just the big one.
Okay. I thought I saw that there was another one coming out. Now, she's been on like a pretty hefty writing schedule. I know she's writing one. I just assume it's going to come out this year. Because her last one was April. And then like before that was All Roads Lead Here. Before that, she had published... I thought she did one in December, but maybe she didn't. I thought Hands Down came out in December, but I guess it came out before that. But like one a year is not like unheard of for her. So,
well, honestly, most authors it should be one a year. It should be like one every 2 years. If you're like really thinking about it, like it's and going back
if
to
it's
things
your full time job,
this year,
especially.
Well,
like
also, not even that. It's like what we learned this year is it from that one. What was it called? Not Dirty Books. What was it called?
Naughty Books.
Naughty Books, where it was like we have done this to these authors.
Yeah,
we as consumers have done this. Like think about I think about the you sent me the trailer for that new Sandra Bullock movie.
Oh yeah, I totally want to see that.
I fucking yes. I mean it has Daniel Radcliffe in it, and but it reminds me of Romancing the Stone. Or what's the first one? Oh shoot. Because Romancing the Stone's the second one. Oh my god. But like she's a romance.
She's a romance novelist, and she's like, she have writer's block. Yeah. I forget it. But the movie looks hysterical.
Okay, so I'm looking to see if this. I know that there's Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas. What is the first one they did together? They've done like 400 movies together. What am I thinking of? Romancing the Stone. That's what I said, right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
What's the second one?
I don't know.
Jewel of the Nile is the second one. Jewel of the Nile
right.
is the
Okay.
one. So Romancing the Stone is she plays a romance novelist whose sister gets kidnapped, and she has to go over to like South America and find her. And because she's got this map. It's very much as like it harkened to that movie. I was like, it had notes of that. Yeah. And I was like, I love Romancing the Stone. I actually do love Jewel of the Nile. It's fine. And so I'm 100% in. I've sold
10 out of 10.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Delivered. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Good time. But like I said, that we've done this to them. Like I mean, like the whole thing with
just want to demand.
Yeah, her character and like in Rising of the Stone, she had been working on this book for 2 years before Joan Wilder, that's what her name was. She'd been working on this book for 2 years, and that's the whole point of the book or the movie is like she like at some points can she's still in her head writing this novel and living this big adventure. But yeah, we've been like we need a book every 3 months. There, Tessa Dare.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I know. Like after I read the third book in the Conviction series, I was like, I have to fucking wait 3 more months because like there's so many new things that crop up at the end of that book. I mean, like the last quarter of that book left me fucking shook. Like I was just like, how are you doing this to me? And then there's like very little in book 4 to like clue into that shit. But it'll get resolved in book 5, I'm sure of it.
Well, I wonder if besides the fact that our society is very much like, we need it right this minute.
Yeah.
The second point of it is, excuse me, we're so used to being like, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to go on fan fiction and figure it out. Which is fine. I think, honestly, that's a nice artistic way of, like, until the canonized story comes out or plot line, then you have a way to, like, kind of get that, learn more, kind of get more immersive in the world, or also just learn about other authors that are in the same vein as to what you're enjoying. I don't know.
Right. Also, there is new Penny Reed coming out. 10.
She's got like 6 books or something.
She's got a lot coming out, I think. She has 10 Trends to Seduce Your Best Friend. That comes out March 15th. The new Greer Rivers comes out March 22nd. Penny Reed also has Folk Around and Find Out, which is the next one after Folking Around. No. It was Totally Folked. Totally Folked. That's what it was. So I'm super excited for those in particular, because I liked Totally Folked. And the excerpt from 10 Trends to Seduce Your Best Friend looked good. Yeah. It was in her newsletter.
I'm not exactly understanding what was happening there.
Me either, but like it's kind of like an out of context drop, if you will.
Well, we should say.
It's
not just our anniversary.
It's also Knowledge Fight's anniversary.
Yeah, they're never going to hear this, but we've stolen so much from them. We should probably say happy anniversary to them.
All we stole was like at the very beginning, Bright Spot.
It's true.
I mean, that's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
A moment of levity. Penny Reed also has like
thick neck.
What?
I have a freakishly.
I freakishly large neck or whatever it is. 3 Kings is another series from Penny Reed. So the first one,
Homecoming King is out now.
Yeah, Homecoming King came out on the 14th of December, but it's going to be like a 3-book series, I think. She had talked about it, so I don't know when those are coming out, but if they do soon, it'll probably be later in the year because she has 2 coming out, like kind of in the first, like 1 per quarter or whatever. Yeah, so that's the stuff I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yay. I think you're up.
All right, so I have 2 things.
Okay.
One you're gonna love and one you're gonna fucking hate.
Awesome.
So let's do the thing that you're gonna love first.
Okay.
Or do you want it the other way? Do you want it the one you're gonna hate first and then like surprise you and make you love me again? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do the one that you think I'm gonna hate first.
Okay, so what has been like one of the through lines for this show that we've had? Like, if you can say like, say it's like our second episode, and we've brought up this certain thing a number of times.
Smurf porn?
Fan fiction.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking to myself, how do we celebrate that? Because I believe in window shopping again, super hammered. So I'm kind of remembering that we talked a little bit about Ted Lasso fan fiction.
Oh yeah,
but I know we've talked about fan fiction before. So what I've done.
Did you write fan fiction?
I did not write fan fiction.
Okay.
What I did was I did some searching and some things that you're not going to be like, okay, that they maybe shouldn't have fan fiction for.
Okay.
And you're going to have to guess what it is.
Oh God.
Like what it's they're either television shows or movies. And so what I'm going to give you, for the first one, I'm going to give you a censored title. Because if I give you the whole name, it's going to give away what show it's from.
I'm going to be terrible at this game. I can't wait.
It's going to be awful. And then I'm going to read an excerpt. One of the worst. So what I did to get these was to search for, I went on to Archive of Our Own.
Nice.
And I was looking for the things that I was like, there cannot be. Oh, there is fan fiction.
Well, we didn't think there would be Smurf porn. And there
it gets
was.
Worse.
Oh, God.
Oh, it gets worse. And then I was like, there can't be explicit, can there? Oh, there can be.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Well, it's going to be a journey we're on together. Okay.
It's going to be a journey we're on. Okay. So this first one is called Blank's Cocky Rampage by Adventura Requiem. I'm just going to read you the disclaimer. This is the only one I'm going to read the disclaimer on because it made me laugh so fucking hard. I'm going to turn pink by the end of this because it's... Woo! All right.
Mom, turn off the podcast.
Yes. Both Veronica and Rae's mom, this is where you need to stop.
Turn it off. You can come back later.
Yep. Contains gratuitous amounts of cock-vor. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like folklore, but with dicks?
I don't know. It's vor. V-O-R-E.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Cock-vor.
Oh, what does that mean?
You can look it up while I'm doing this.
Okay. That's a good idea.
As well as cum digestion, energy draining, fatal vor,
oh God,
and vacuum penis stuff. You have been warned.
Vacuum penis stuff.
Right. We're not going to get into the vacuum penis stuff.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I'm opening an incognito window. I'm so scared right now.
So just for you guys to know, like, if you've been following us, you know that I read on the second episode of this podcast, I read Smurf porn, and I thought it was funny, but when we re-released it, we removed the Smurf porn, but maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should have left it back. I don't know. Whatever. Did you find it?
I'm very confused.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a porn star named Cockvor. Oh shoot.
I'm looking to
I clicked
there's probably
I clicked the wrong button. Hang on.
Oh,
Yes, I am over 18.
Wow, there's a lot of things that you
Oh my God. Oh, these are all things I wish I had never seen.
Oh, okay, so the whole thing is vor. Vor is the thing you need to look up. What does vor mean?
What is vor?
In names of members of groups supporting... Okay, no. Vor is vorophilia, a fetish in which one fantasizes about being eaten alive or eaten another creature alive.
Okay, I wondered about that because of the word carnivore.
Right. Okay. So, cockvore is a type of vor in which a character with a penis absorbs, sucks, or forces another character or living through their urethra.
Oh my fucking God.
Luckily, thanks sweet Jesus, I didn't get that far in this one.
Oh my God.
So let me start this little excerpt, and then you can tell me what show you think this is from.
Oh my God, there is so much like cartoon graphic.
This is a cartoon. I'm going to give you a little hint. This is a cartoon.
I hope so.
Okay, hold on. Let me just start. Ready? Do you want me to read it in a different accent or anything?
No, just read it.
Okay, the aardvark smiled. The aardvark smiled and shrugged as he took his casual stance, hiking his top up just a bit as he rested his hands on his hips, that monstrous cock of his still faintly swinging from side to side with the momentum it had gained. Not much of a point in wearing them if I can't close the zipper, Fern, he snickered, giving his groin a brief flex to make his length suddenly jump and bob about, coming to rest atop his hefty sack yet again with a few progressively smaller bounces. I came here to see you. Won't you strip down and join me? He said with a slight tilt of his head, keeping that coy little smirk. Do you know what show this is from?
So I was just gonna say, is this a show?
This is a show. This is a cartoon for children.
No.
Yup. The hint was this aardvark. The aardvark smiled.
Is it Wildcrats?
No.
Okay.
I think older.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's still on, but I was too old for it. Aardvark. His name starts with an A.
Archer?
Arthur.
Oh, Arthur, right. Archer is the naughty
Yep.
one. Arthur. Okay, got it. Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Sweet
Yep.
Jesus. People.
Okay.
I don't like to judge. I really try to not judge, but like, holy fuck.
This one's not as dirty.
Oh, okay.
I'm not fucking you on a pile of filth, she said. Oh, sorry. The name of the piece is Postmortem by Kuryurushi. I'm not fucking you on a pile of filth, she said. It'll just have to wait until my parents buy us a bed. His eyes shone through with triumph. Us? He said with fervor, and then, hey, what the hell's wrong with the little filth? She sniffed pointedly at his shirt collar. There's enough grave dirt under your fingernails alone to cover us for that. Plus, I thought you'd like getting clean sheets dirty, making your mark. He grinned, showing a row of crooked stained teeth. He chuckled low and deep in his belly, clasping her shoulders. One of his ragged fingernails caught her momentarily on her shirt. Get white ones, he said, his eyes on her lips. Want to see every face you make, how you'll writhe in horror under me. Gee, how appealing, Lydia replied deadpan. But to be honest, she was glad he wasn't holding any delusions about effect on his personal hygiene on her. You gotta get used to it. We're all falling apart. We're all non-corporeal corpses. He spread his arms wide as if to encompass the entire world of the waking dead, or the walking dead. Well, I'm sure some of the dead can't operate a tap. If they lived in houses where taps hadn't rusted over completely, she thought, with a glance at the kitchen sink. So you like to tap this, is that what you're saying? Not in the way you like, she replied. He smiled and leaned in to whisper in her ear. That's not what you were saying 5 minutes ago.
What was the title again?
Postmortem.
Okay, so is it True Blood?
No. It's Beetlejuice.
Oh my fucking God. Lydia. Okay. When you said Lydia, I was like, this cannot be The Handmaid's Tale.
I don't even know The Handmaid's Tale. So
I have not watched it because I can't. It's too close to real life. Okay, but like.
Well, that and like the book is like it's fucking depressing. I'm sorry.
I just
guys.
can't. Yeah, like this is no.
No. All right, so this one is real bad. This one's like it's
worse than Aardvark.
It's not bad. It's no. I mean, it's not bad, but it's like. I'm going to judge a little bit at the end of this one, okay? So the title's called The Last of Us by Duck Goddess. Levi didn't know how much more of this he could take. The countless lives he had ended... Yeah, right? The countless lives he had ended for what? To learn a little bit more about this mystery of a world? Bullshit. This was all bullshit. This world was good for one thing, pain and suffering. And that was all you needed to know about it. The voices screamed louder and louder. He felt like his head was going to explode. Levi, are you all right? A higher-pitched voice called to him. Oh, that's right. He still had him. The one he could proudly call his lover. Sorry, I just threw up a little bit. He turned around from where he was sitting to glance at him quickly. As soon as I say this, you're going to know exactly what it is. Yes, Elmo, I'm fine.
Oh my God, no!
I was just thinking about them.
Why Sesame Street?
I don't know, but there were like 35 explicit stories about Sesame Street.
Can we just leave the kids' cartoons alone, please?
I mean, and I specifically did not get the real dirty stuff. I was like, no, we don't. I can't. I love Elmo, and Elmo hates rocks, supposedly, and that
apparently.
makes me laugh. All right, there's two more. Okay. That's it. Okay, this one's called, and I don't know if you'll get this one. This made me laugh. I don't know if you'll get it. Restitution by Metalside. Sarah saw no harm in idly wishing upon it, as that it could feel the pleasure. She didn't like the thing, but still it was a nice feeling. Bob too. Now Bob wasn't reacting at all, besides pumping, thrusting his hips up, and staring intently at the T-1000. His face was absolutely devoid of emotion, as it usually was, and Sarah did not think that he could feel anything at all. But the way he covered the T-1000's hands was unnecessary. The way he moved one of those hands to ever so lightly wrap around the T-1000's exposed throat was unnecessary.
The Terminator?
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Got it right. This last one you will get, and because I even wrote in my little notes, because I'm not a complete monster.
Okay.
I did change the names, because if as soon as I say the name, you'll get it.
Okay. Oh my god.
So, despite the threatening sky... Okay, so this is the title. Despite the threatening sky and shuddering earth, they remained. By Preximeter, or Z Mario. Whatever. It's... Whatever. You're going to get this right away, but that's okay. It's fine. Again, I'm not a monster.
Watch me have no idea.
James, Steve says back. His grip on James' face is firm, his fingers pressing strong, warm lines into James' skin, but deeper, straight into the bones of him, the heart of him. Steve's hold on him, immovable and forever, and fella gets ideas with a mouth like that. And let me help, James. Just let me just... Can I kiss you? Steve, James says again, gasps at everything of Steve, all caught up in his throat, and he pushes forward closer until the space between them is gone, and he breathes Steve's air and touches his mouth, his lips on Steve's, and it's been way too long, sweetheart, he says once. And is this okay? With fear bubbling in his gut, and Steve breathes in like he's breaking the surface and kisses back.
Is that Captain America? Is that Bucky
It
Barnes?
is Captain America, Bucky Barnes! I was like, because I can't just make it like horrible. Like, this was at least a sweet one that was like,
that is very sweet.
So, yeah. So that is my one gift to you for our anniversary.
I love it so much.
I was like, I told you, I was like, I hope you don't hate me, but I was like, it came to me this morning. I was like, oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if because and dear listener, at one point we were playing around with ideas of what we were going to do, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if this is how we start each one, is I would read something, you could try to guess what show it was from.
Right.
And so this is kind of like, we'll have to do this once a year. We'll do it once a year.
On our anniversary show.
But
it's our anniversary gift to ourselves. You know, I'm never going to look up again. Cockle-warming.
Well, and then I did look up to go further, and when I was copying and pasting, and Arthur's dick opens up, and it like starts to, so that's what that means. It eats his penis eats things. Okay, so the fun thing, the thing that you're gonna love, I hope you love that, but if you don't love that, this is what we're gonna play. We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
So the other fun thing on this, the other game that we're gonna play is, Veronica, have you ever seen The Empire Strikes Back?
No. Shit.
Veronica, have you ever seen A Muppet Christmas Carol?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay. So this is called...
Has Veronica seen?
Yep. And this is what I was going to have Ween call. I was going to call Ween and be like, can you just like pick movies and put them... But then I'm like, because I don't need to know. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess whether or not you've seen them. And then you can tell me if you've seen them. So... But I found a randomizer online.
Perfect.
So let's just do this. All right. Let's submit the form again. Okay, so the first movie that came up is Before Sunset. No.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, it's got Ethan Hawke in it. It's like a... Okay. Next movie is Anatomy of a Murder. This is a hard one because I'm going to say it's 1959. I'm going to say yes.
No.
Okay. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. No.
I've seen every Lord of the Rings movie. I saw them in theaters.
This one I know you're... Star Trek Nemesis. Nope.
Nope.
This one's tough. Some Like It Hot. Yes.
No, I have not.
Batman Begins. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I actually really like the Christian Bale arc of Batman.
I'm laughing because this one is Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I'm going to say no.
Okay, hang on. I need to look because I have seen some Terminator movies, but I don't know. Terminator. I don't know, like, if it... I need more information.
Probably saw 2.
I definitely saw 1 and 2. Yeah, no, I don't think I saw 3. I don't think I saw 3.
I have never seen 3.
No, I said 1. I know I saw 1 and 2.
Mystic River. Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, well.
Is that mine? Okay. Good.
So is The Empire Strikes Back, okay?
No. Raising Arizona. No.
I have not.
The English Patient. No.
No.
Bonnie and Clyde. Yes.
No.
Oh,
If I ever seen any movies, it's questionable.
I know you've seen this. Love Actually. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Notting Hill. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Poseidon Adventure. No, because I've never fucking seen The Poseidon Adventure.
No, of course not.
No, and this breaks my heart that you've not seen this one. I know you haven't seen Life of Brian.
Correct. I have not seen that.
And the last one is The Conversation. No.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. The Conversation. 1974?
Yeah, it's got Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I definitely have not seen that. I don't know
like
what the fuck that is.
I mean, I could pull about 16 more if you'd like, but that was my...
Wow. Veronica's not seen a lot of movies.
It's okay.
I did watch a few like Christmas Netflix movies during my COVID isolation.
You watched the one with what's her
Brooke
face?
Shields.
What's her nuts? I liked that one
Yeah.
actually a lot.
It was cute. And I also watched... I may have liked the one with Rob Lowe better. There was...
Oh, with him and what's her face from
Sex and the City. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was very cute. I like that a lot.
No, I have not watched that one, but
it's worth it, I think.
It's Rob Lowe. Yeah.
Also, you get to see like elephants and shit, so it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I seriously said I was going to burn the house down if fucking Carrie Elwes didn't have a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Which he did.
But he did.
He did. Mm-hmm. And it was the best one, but it was okay. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, he looks great.
He does. So does she.
She looks fantastic. Ween says he needs to stop doing his eyes, which I was like, I think his eyes look great. I think he looks great. I think if he was above me with those eyes, I'd be fine with it.
That's how you have to think of it.
Yep. All right. So now we can move on to... Let's pop some bubs, right?
Yeah. Shall we take a brief respite?
Yes, because I have to use the restroom.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And then we will come back. We will pop some bubs and get into our best ofs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. 2 and 2.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We are. And you're going to listen to us open champagne.
Right?
For the record, it's not actual champagne.
Mine is Brut.
Yeah, so mine is sparkling rosé that I bought for a friend who was supposed to come to my kid's birthday party, but then she wasn't feeling well, so she respectfully and thankfully stayed home. I don't think she actually had COVID, but like she, in the times of COVID,
yeah,
really rather be safe than sorry. And because COVID is still an asshole, I still haven't seen her. So, sorry, kiddo, but I'm drinking your booze here. It's been in my house
for like a half hour and I felt bad.
A long time.
I said I only stayed for a half hour and I felt bad.
Why?
Well,
I was only sad that you weren't bringing Bucky.
I know. I should have brought him back.
You definitely should have.
Remember I fucking should have left him there. That's what I should have fucking done. Today has been a day.
I am very sorry.
Cool.
You know what'll make it better?
Let's survive. Looking to see is that coming up through there? That's what she said.
Yep.
Nope. Okay.
Apparently, when you open champagne, did I scare the dog? Oh, she does not give a fuck. You are supposed to. It's supposed to sound like the contented sigh of a woman.
The fuck?
Yeah, apparently so.
I mean, we should actually be opening it with a sword when we like, wow.
That would be so fucking baller. 10 out of 10, I would chop my hand off. Like, there's no possible way.
Can I take a quick aside? I know we were like trying to keep this like pretty low, but so Rae at one point did take CCW classes. And because she lived in the fucking woods. So,
Right.
yeah. And I wanted to know how
Always good if you're going to own a weapon to know how to use it.
Right. So I lived in the fucking woods at one point. And so I took CCW class. I never got my license. I never owned a gun. But my father, and this is the time I was running along the Greenways Trail over in Ashtabula County.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And my father was like, you should, because there were tales of homeless people that were living on the trail. Mm. And I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere, so it wouldn't be surprising to me.
Yeah.
And that something happened very similar in Girdle Road. So
Someone
he's like,
chased my sister-in-law once.
Ungirdled?
I don't know. It's you know where she lives, like sort of on some trail by her house.
Remember what happened a couple of years ago? There was like unfortunately that person that was murdered over there on Girdled, who was walking the trail. Yeah, it was. No. We'll get it. I'll tell you off here. Okay. Anyhow, so my father was like, "You should take
up in here."
Yeah, he's like, "You should take a gun on there with you." I said, "Father,
10 out of 10.
I said, what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot my ass off. That's what's going to happen. Is I'm going to be running and the gun's going to go off and I'm going to shoot myself." I said, no.
Yeah, no. I feel like pepper spray instead, maybe.
Yeah, might be a good idea. Might be a good idea. Anywho.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
Ray.
I am not. Of the three of us, so again, living in the woods, and I said, I'm watching their house where they're away, and I said, what I'd like you to teach me how to use is a shotgun. I said, because for one, zombie apocalypse, and two, just living out in the woods by myself.
As you do, zombie apocalypse.
Shot a shotgun a couple of times. I'm very bad. I'm very bad at regular handguns. So if there is something happening and you need protection, I am not the person that you need in the situation.
Fair.
Yep. Fair. Anywho, let's go to our anniversary show and our best ofs.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It was really difficult to make choices here.
I know, because our favorite hero. I mean, we might as well just been like all of them. Yeah.
I basically created a reverse harem. Because I was like, I cannot choose.
You did. And fine. Okay, so once you go first.
Okay. My stuff is first on our list only because I was, I guess, the first person who started writing things down. I don't know. It's just I just did it. Sorry. I could not, I literally wrote 4 names in quick succession and then wrote in all caps, how am I supposed to choose? This is now my reverse harem. So here's who is in my reverse harem now. Jason Larson from the Happy Ever After playlist, i.e. Jackson Waters. Rowan. For the life of me, I could not find his last name. I was looking for it.
Rowan.
From Sleepless in Sicily.
Fucking Rowan!
Seriously. Rowan.
Tom
Is he the
Ellis.
perfect man? Very possibly.
Tom Ellis. Yes.
Although Jason Larson gives Rowan a run for his money. He also is amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously, freaking Nico.
My mother says freaking Nico.
Yeah, it's hysterical. Never not. I mean, love it. Fucking love Nico. Mm-hmm. And Joshua Templeman.
Yep.
Because, Joshua Templeman.
Yeah. Oh, I love your non-podcast. Oh, my God.
Okay. I know. Okay, so then Ray was like, I have some non-podcast ones, too. So then I had to do those because then, you had. So I picked 2 non-podcast ones. So I guess we'll just be in a throuple. So I've recommended, I think you had recommended at least one of the
opposite
Kristen
of
Higgins.
Yeah,
the opposite of you. So then I read all of them.
Yeah.
And the last one, there's 4 in that series. Kristen Higginson, is that her name?
Rachel Higginson.
Rachel
Kristen Higgins.
Right.
Kristen Higgins and Rachel Higginson. Yeah.
So Rachel Higginson. Mm-hmm. So she has 4 in a series. It's like the opposite series, I think, or opposites attract series. Right. The 4th one is the sister.
Yeah, I didn't care for the 3rd, and that's just my own opinion.
The 3rd one was not my favorite.
No.
I don't know. The 4th, I don't know. It's hard to choose. You loved the 2nd one. You loved Ezra's book.
I mean, I loved the 1st one. The 1st one was fantastic. The 1st one is great.
One's so good.
The 2nd one, I loved Ezra because it's enemies to lovers.
Well, so is the 1st one.
They're all enemies to lovers.
I mean, because they're all opposites. So
yeah, but there's I don't know. There's tension, and he takes care of her, and like from the get go, like it's 2 is just but yeah, the whole series. I mean,
the whole
again,
series.
three is not the greatest, but it's.
I think I just didn't love the heroine as much. I don't know. Like,
that's because I liked.
I don't know why.
What's his name? I can't think of his name.
He's friends with the heroine in book 1.
I honestly.
He's the sous chef in the restaurant.
Yeah, I would have liked him with like literally anybody else.
I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like her. I just didn't really care for her.
No.
I don't know why. So anyway, the fourth one is the something about her, and it is Ezra's sister is the heroine. And the hero is the brother of the heroine from book 1. What is her name? Killian and... You want to look it up? Anyway, so the hero in book 4, his name is Van Delane, which is never not funny to me because every single time that I read that, I was like, Vandelay Industries! Vandelay Industries! Every single time.
It is...
it's not Vera, is it?
Vera. It's Vera, and Killen. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's Vera's brother, Van.
And Vera's awesome because I have a feeling. So have you seen Rachel? Have you looked at pictures of Rachel?
I have.
I think Vera. I think she
like resembles.
Yes, I think so. She created Vera for herself because if you look at it, I'm like they look very similar. Big, like curly hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the fourth book is hard because
There's a lot. Oh my god.
It's just heavy, and the heroine. You had warned me. You were like, the heroine was sexually assaulted, and it's like,
it's rough.
It's rough. Like, but Van is the most patient ever. And he is just the fucking greatest.
And honestly, like building up to Van's book, you're like, fuck you, Van.
Yeah, you don't really like Van.
No, Van's kind of a dick. And then you get Van's book, and you're like, no, Van is the fucking best. No, but he's actually
he's amazing. Yeah.
Van is the fucking best.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Van Delane from the Something About Her, Rachel Higginson, 10 out of 10 recommend. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know that's. I always love to read series in order, but I feel like that's one that you can read out of order, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, because honestly, like, I hate to say this, I'd go 1,
2, 4, 3.
Yeah.
I get it. And then the other one that I chose from the non-podcast books was Abram Harris from Motion Space Time, which is a triplet from, or a trio from Penny Reed. But it's part of like a 6-book series of the Hypothesis series. So there's 2 trios in it. So the first 3 are about one couple, and then the second 3 are about a different couple. Mm-hmm. They are so good. Like, they are so good. But Abram, amazing.
Because that's What's-Her-Face's brother.
Yes, it is Marie's brother from Dating-ish, which is book 6 in the Knitting in the City series from Penny Reed. So Abram is amazing. I have a soft spot for musicians always, but he essentially, like, it's a situation where, like, he is supposed to basically be babysitting this, like, wild child, but the wild child has a twin who is a brainiac. And so the wild child is, like, in prison or, like, is in legal trouble and can't come home, but needs to come home because Abram is supposed to be, like, literally watching out for the wild child. And, the wild child convinces the brainiac to go home and just poses her for the week. And so Abram thinks that he's like falling in love with Lisa, but really he's falling in love with Mona.
And Mona's got some issues.
Mona was assaulted.
Right.
When when I say she's a brainiac, she's literally a genius. Mm-hmm. Like, literally a genius. She was in college when everybody else was in high school.
Write really strong, smart.
Yep.
I mean, like, what was that one the short story that she had on her
Live and Let Grow? Is that what it was called?
I cried. I was listening to that crying. Like,
so good.
Oh my god! But, like, they're
never
both
doubt
very
Penny
extremely.
Reed.
Yeah, they're both extremely smart. She's like fucking like, a genius.
Like a genius, right?
Yeah.
And that is Nico's brother.
That's right. Mm-hmm. God, that book it's fucking wrecked me. I remember walking the dog crying listening to that because I listened to the audiobook. Yeah.
Penny's made me cry a few times. And that one is like, that trio is so good. And Abram is just like, it's the same. It's similar to Van, where like the patience that he exhibits with her.
Yeah.
Once he figures out, like, there's a lot of angst in like books 1 and 2 because like like he wants to be with her, but like can't, you know, like there's this whole like person switch deal going on. Oh God. And then, but like, of course he figures that out. It's just so good. It's just so good. And the first book is only told from Mona's perspective, but the last 2 switch perspectives.
You know what I'm just thinking, and this is just because it's in my head, what we should do, because there's that whole like, what is it, something about Tolstoy. We should just do that.
Oh yeah, there's Kissing Tolstoy.
Maybe we should.
That's one of them. Let's just do it.
Maybe we should do it in April.
Why not?
It would be like it would be a Penny Read month.
Oh my God, should we do a Penny Read month?
We should. Do a Penny Read.
We should do a Penny Read month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, happening.
Because I think there's 3 books in that one. I think.
Oh my God. I haven't even read her rugby series. Okay.
Oh, that's right. God. You haven't. I have, and I fucking love it. It's so good. Oh my God, so good. Anyhow.
Oh my God. Okay, you are up. Tell me who your favorite heroes are.
This show is just, we love men. I mean, this is what this is we love dudes.
For the number of times we say, why are men?
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it was like, this whole thing is about, like, book boyfriends. Mm-hmm. So my 2 book boyfriends, I couldn't decide. I really fucking couldn't decide. Was Jack Devlin. Like, you check on my boxes, Jack Devlin. I mean, even though there's parts of it, he's so controlling, but I'm like, I kind of like it. And then one was Jackson James. I never would have thought that I would put Jackson James as my fucking book boyfriend, but
never doubt Penny Reed.
He gets fucking redeemed.
He does.
And I think I said it in the episode when we talked about it, like, his whole thing about, like, ma'am and just treating her so well. And I love that book just because there's not a huge, there's really no angst. There's just
it's
2
pretty.
People fall in love, and they fall in love, and that's it. But at the same time, he gets redeemed. It's just amazing, and he's just
because you don't like him through the entire Winston Brothers series.
Exactly. In fact, because I was going through Beauty and the Stash, and I was going through the end of it, and like how much of a dick he is. Like he's not in the Beauty and the Stash. Actually, he's not like that much of a dick in that one. But like,
I don't know. He also rolls up to her house. Remember? And, like, asks Ashley if, like, she wants to have sandwiches or whatever.
But at the same time,
brothers are like, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but I'm also being, like, colored by, like, loving Jackson. Like, Jackson and his tongue. I can't.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, but Jack Devlin, like, I mean, the whole thing with pregnancy and all of that. I mean, I think about it. I start to, like, I'm actually thinking about it getting a little teary-eyed because of how upset he is and how, like, how much he ends up, like, loving her in that book and how much she goes about, even though he is very controlling in parts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he's like, she's her own woman. She can.
He supports her independent career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He does. And, I mean, y'all knew it was going to be a historical romance. Come on, it's me.
Of course,
here we go. The non-podcast would be Christopher Phelan from Love in the Afternoon by Lisa Clay Paz. I mean, for one, it's epistolary. So, done.
Epistolary is so key.
But, so, before Christopher goes off to war, he treats... Beatrice with, like, just, like, he's kind of a shithead. He's a big shithead to her. Like, how, like, she's not really cute. She's, like, kind of like an animal almost. And then she pretends to be the girl that he's, like, in love with. And writes to him. It's very much, what is that? Cyrano de Bergerac. I mean, that's pretty much the first part of it, is she's writing as this woman. He's falling in love with her. And her last note to him before he comes back is, "Find me. I'm not who you think I am. Please find me." And it is, like, when I say, like, he's already in love with her about, like 20% in. But then, like, when he finds out who she is, we deal with him loving her. Like, the two of them loving each other 40% in. And so we're dealing with their relationship because he has PTSD. And he's such a good character. I just loved him. I never thought that was one of the books of the series I would think I was going to love. But holy God, I've gone back and read it a number of times because he's like, he actually won't be with her because he has PTSD and he has very violent nightmares. And he's like, "I will marry you, I will be with you, but I will never sleep with you. I will never stay in the same room with you because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt you." Yeah. And so it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
On that note, Amy Penza has a contemporary romance where similar, like, he has PTSD and a therapy dog, and he, like, will not sleep. He like makes her stay in the guest room when she stays over because he's afraid that he will, like, kill her in the middle of the night because he has violent dreams.
And that's just very much the same thing. And it's like yeah, I mean, I've reread that book at least this year, at least 2 or 3 times. Like, I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I like that whole series, like, because that's Married by Morning is in that series too. It's the Ramsey series, or I think it's called something else, but it's very Hathaway series. The other one is Colin Lord Payne from
You know what?
Wicked.
I'm legitimately proud of myself for being like, A Week to Be Wicked is amazing. Like, I read it before you.
You did. You told me.
I
like,
am
Tessa Dare,
shocked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, Colin is amazing. Like, he is the reformed rake that we all love.
Yep.
Oh, the way he loves, what's her face?
Another man with, like, severe PTSD, but not from war.
No, but he's got, like, I mean, by the end, with his love of Minerva, by the end of it, it's like, she could just be the biggest fucking nerd on the planet. He does not give a fuck.
She is the biggest nerd on the planet. Like, but she's brilliant. She's extremely smart.
Well, you know, and the guy, so the Lord they meet when they're out, like, when he steals her glasses and she's supposed to be, like, the seductress when they're in that, like...
Oh my fucking God. The shit that he gets her into.
Yeah, but that guy, like, he ends up... his book is amazing, too, though. Like, because he ends up getting kind of, like... It's stuck to him,
because she's been, like, writing to another dude, but posing as a man. Like, not... She never explicitly said she was a man because she's a scientist, and, of course, like, women are not allowed. And so she used, like, an abbreviation of her name. It was, like, M, whatever her middle initial is, like... Whatever her last name was.
So there's an, I think it's Any Duchess Will Do, which is very good. And I believe it's the Duke of Halford, who is Griffin York, who is the one that they meet in that middle of nowhere, like, house. And she doesn't have her glasses, so she's pretending to be this seductress.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. And he,
oh my God.
That's another great book in that whole series. That whole series is really, I 100%, like, you and I, like, once you read the Hathaways, you'll love the Hathaways too. Like, it's surprising. Like, when, like, I listened back to our the Duke and I episode and how much we bitched, and I know now, like, looking back, what they wanted. Like, it was not going to be Spindle Cove, and it was not going to be the Hathaways because they just couldn't have the big balls and bullshit that they wanted.
Right.
Because neither of them are like that. Like, they're both,
well, because they don't take place in the Tome.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so the last one is Drew Ruined Me for All Men.
Drew Ruined Me for All Men. Again, another one I read before you. You're the one that turned me on to the Knitting in the City series, and then I was the one that, like, blew through it.
I know.
I technically read it in 2020, which is why I don't have anything from that series on my list, because you read most of it this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's one book on here that I read before, but then I reread this year, so I feel okay. That's my list, man. I mean, I don't think I need to even talk about Drew Ruinous. I think we talked about it on the episode. That I don't think I need to.
When did we talk about him?
We
Was
talked
it?
about him on.
Did we talk about him during Totally Folked?
No, it was a different one though, because I had read it that week and I was like, I need to talk about this. And I can't remember what it was. Anyhow, it might have been. I don't think so though.
Hang on, I'll look because did you recommend it?
I did.
Okay.
Because I think that was another time that Penny actually responded to us because we talked about.
Because we talked about Drew ruined me for all men. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hang on, I'm looking. Yes. We know. Okay. Oh, that was during All Roads Lead Here. That was your book recommendation that week. Okay. So episode 12, if someone wants to listen to that. Oh, and that's the same time that I recommended Motion Space Time from Penny Reed. Oh my God, Penny. Honestly, if I learned like one lesson this year, it's that. I mean, hopefully, I learned more than this. However, podcast lesson: Penny Reed will not disappoint you. I can't doubt her anymore. No. How I got started on the Motion Space Time series was that it was like, I think Motion was free, like, and for whatever, it was just a promotion. And so I read it. Then they're all short. It's like they were either going to be like Zapata Plus or it was going to be 3 short ones, which was fine. So they're all like 200 pages, but there's 3 of them. So I read Motion and then like could not, I immediately one-clicked the next 2. And then I ended up reading the first 3 because one of them appeared in like a whatever like box set that I had gotten. The first one was in it. So then I read that whole one.
Well, I think
Drew writes poetry. Like that's pretty much what you need to know about Drew ruined me for all men.
There was something I was going to say with it, but I don't. It's gone.
Oh God.
Penny. Oh no. So honorable mention. We're talking about like honorable mention heroes because since we're talking about Penny Reed, and I'm going to talk about like an offshoot. I do love some of the offshoots. Some I don't care for as much. The standout fucking offshoot of Penny Reed, of all the authors of Her Smarty Pants, was sticking to the script. Yeah. So we're talking about 2 heroes that was an honorable mention. I loved both of them men, and I thought that was a fantastic. Such a good book. That has
a character from book 2 from Friends Without Benefits, and then a character. The other hero in that book is, because it's a male. The other hero is most closely associated with the final book in the Ninny in the City series.
You have Stephen Thompson and Dr. Ken Miles.
He's Kat's friend. Stephen Thompson is Kat's friend.
Yeah, Dr. Ken Miles.
Dr. Ken Miles.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. It's funny. I mean, it's definitely like probably the best book of all of the offshoots.
So amazing.
Yep. Favorite heroine.
Here we go. So from the podcast, my favorite heroine. I'm gonna have to find like the quote. My favorite heroine from any book that we read for the podcast is January Andrews from Beach Read.
She was great.
Now, I will tell you like what solidified that in my mind. First of all, I just really loved.
I mean, she was great.
She was a great character, very multifaceted, going through like some serious shit.
She was. I mean, honestly, of the like, I loved her. I loved him, but I loved her more.
Yeah, I loved him though too.
But he had some issues. Like he was coming into
course.
He was coming like he's not one of those ones where I was like, yeah, I probably would have been like in real life been like, I'm gonna stay over here.
Oh, I would have jumped him. Like I would have jumped him.
Oh, so I've been like, you need to get your shit together first, and then maybe we can, you know. I mean, I would have sex with him, yes, but I don't think he was looking for that.
Would have jumped in head first because again, I have terrible taste in men. I have absolutely no regard for any kind of healthy relationship in that manner.
Should, at the end of this, we should talk about our best stunt casting, FYI.
Oh, God. Okay, so this is like kind of early on in Beach Read. This is like literally page 53. I balked both at the thought of starting a night with a White Russian and at the prospect of having to shamefully fish out my purse wine for Gus. Don't worry, it comes back later. Hang on. Gus's brow lifted. Well, first of all, you'll have sold a book so you can pay your bills and keep your purse stocked with wine. Where was it? She's like, I fished my wine out of my purse. Like, that's what I was.
That's when she's in the bathroom.
Yeah, like she's.
After the girlfriend.
Do you have a gun flopping around in your wine?
Oh my
bag?
God.
Jesus Christ.
Guys, Beach Read's so fucking amazing.
It is so good. But remember, like, she goes into the bathroom and, like, I can't find it. She's just like, I just gave up and pulled the wine out of my purse and I can't find that part. She's, like, drinking from the goddamn bottle.
That's the other, that's what, you know, we're talking about, like, books we're excited about. Emily Henry has another book out.
Oh, right.
Oh, shit.
I forget. It's about writers. You know I'm a sucker for that shit.
You keep talking. We'll just see if we can get an arc on that one.
This one's, yeah. This one, she says, spectacular. I said, I think I've just had too much purse wine. Augustus, you better take it from here.
Augustus.
I held the bottle out to him. He lifted one stern, dark eyebrow. I imagine I wasn't quite smiling, but managed to look victorious nonetheless as I waited for him to accept the 2/3 drunk Chardonnay. She was amazing. Like, January is just amazing. What?
We can't. I'm requesting book lovers right now.
Please do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And non-podcast, we've already sort of talked about this, but my favorite Heroine non-podcast book was Mona from Motion Space Time. She's brilliant. She has this, like, quirk about her personality where she has this thing where, like, she'll just say random phrases. When I was 15, I stumbled across a list of phrases that mostly worked for any occasion, and I'd put them into practice on with varying levels of success. Phrases like, but at what cost? Or, in this economy? Or, so it has come to this. Or, so let it be written, so let it be done. Or my personal favorite for when I didn't know how to end a sentence or complete a thought, and then the wolves came. And that, like, personality quirk is one of the ways that he eventually figures out that Mona was not, like, that Lisa was not Lisa, and that that Mona was posing as Lisa. Because she's testifying before fucking Congress. Oh. Literally. Like, talking to Congress about the fact that she's a fucking genius. And, like, under her breath, he hears her mutter, like, and then the wolves came. And he's like,
can we go back to January?
Of course we can go back to January.
Can we talk about the song that her So what's the song that why is she named January?
What is that song?
FYI, we did request
thank you.
Book lovers.
God.
It's May.
Okay.
We're clear for May. We're good right now.
Oh, good.
Jesus, God. Anyhow, the rest of the next couple of months look like fucking God. Blah. Okay, anyhow.
There's a lot going on. I don't remember what the song is.
Somebody's got a playlist. Not helpful.
It was a Dean Martin song. It's June and January. That's what it's called.
Yeah. I always love June and January.
Oh, God, what an amazing book.
I
love that book. Someone asked me what my favorite book from the podcast was, and this was like, when they asked me, it was probably about the time that we were reading the Happy Ever After happily ever after playlist, right? Happily ever after
Yep.
playlist. And I said beach read, but like when reflecting on it later, like it's hard to pick between the two.
And which we'll be coming up to.
We'll get to.
Shortly.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead. So who is your favorite heroine?
So mine is Raquel. Rae from Cleveland.
Rae from Cleveland.
I mean, come on. You all knew it was going to happen. I mean, it's Rae from Cleveland. I mean, she's great. She's like, the book is great. The book, if you want just to, like, two people fall in love and there's no really low stakes, this is the perfect book for you. Like, it's perfect. Like, you get a redemption of a character that you fucking hate.
Yep.
And you find out he's not a bad dude. He's actually a pretty good dude. And he just needed the right girl.
Yep.
And then you find this girl who's kind of like a spaz a little bit. And it's fine because I'm
Penny
spaz.
Reed said she was the quirkiest character that she had ever written. And you and I were both like, I don't know, is she just from Cleveland?
Well, I was also like, I mean, I'm just like that. Okay, cool. I mean, it was very close to yeah, I mean, I
was like, I don't think she's that quirky. I mean, I love her. Like, she's a great character. I'm not saying it. I don't mean that in like a negative light.
No, but
I just mean like, I don't know. Maybe she's just from Cleveland.
Exactly. I was like, okay, well, maybe. I mean, because what was a couple of things was like, oof. Oof. I say oof all the time. Like, for God's sakes, yeah. I mean, and you know, oopsie daisy.
She said oop.
Oop, up. Yep. I mean, I do it all the time. Like, it's very funny. Like, and again, we're talking about Penny Reed. This might just be the Penny Reed appreciation.
The Penny Reed hour.
Yeah, because she understands. That's a Cleveland thing. It's an Ohio thing. Is an Ohio thing. There was another author recently that said something that I was like, oh my gosh. It was Stacey Agner, who said something that was an Ohio thing, but it was something that I say, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, that's something I say all the time. But it's interesting when you get into these like what are those called? Idioms that you usually say, you know, like it's regional idiomism. But yeah, so it's Raquel, it's Rae from Cleveland. And the non-podcast is Britta Colby from The Fastest Way to Fall. Oh, The Fastest Way to Fall hit me like nobody's fucking business this year. Like,
what? Who wrote that one again?
Oh, it was Denise Williams.
Okay, it was like all over TikTok very suddenly. But beautiful. I still had not read it.
I still have gorgeous. Not. I mean, so Britta is, I believe she's biracial. I really interested to bring that up is because she is like she's dealing with like because you meet her family and there's a little bit of that in there, but that she is a strong Black woman, and I love it.
Love it.
She's she's heavier, and she's wanting to join this like fitness app, not to lose weight, to get into more shape, because she works from like one of those fashion magazines.
Love it.
So she and a very fit woman the fit woman's joining a different app, and she's joining this one app, and they're gonna like compare and write like comparing articles, and then she oh god, I can't think of the guy's name, the hero in there, but he's amazing too. But
doesn't he like own the app or something?
He does. He's
the
owner. And but he's also a trainer, and because the only reason he decides to Wesley is the only reason I knew. The only reason he decides it because like everyone's like you need to calm down, you need to like you know to make to just take a client on that'll help you out, that'll like bring you down, you're too stressed out. So he ends up, and he does not know she's an author. She does not know that they do know that there's somebody that's going to be using the app and writing an article about it. He does not know.
He doesn't know it's her.
And their meet cute it's memorable. It's one of those ones I will never forget. It is.
Would you say that is your best meet cute? We didn't put this on the list, but is that your best meet cute?
Best in the fact that it's not something I'm going to forget.
Okay.
It's not good. It's when they meet, it's not good. It's not a good meet cute. What is yours?
Hands down, it is Single Dad Seeks Juliet.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. So funny.
Yeah, I mean, this is not funny. This is like, it's dangerous. Not dangerous. She's in danger, and they meet. But it's like,
oh jeez, okay,
you'll never forget.
Yeah.
I
do want to read that. I would like to.
I would 100%. I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Love it.
So, fave overall book from the podcast.
From the podcast, okay. We kind of just talked about this, but I did eventually.
The two of us just pretty much split.
We basically just split it up. So I did go with the happily ever after playlist because I just I think about that book frequently. Frequently. Of course, I think about Beach Read frequently too, but it was a tough decision.
Yeah, I went with Beach Read just because it hit me in the feels.
Yeah,
they both hit me in the feels.
Yeah.
Since we've waxed poetic about both of those for so long, let's go to something that wasn't on the podcast. So what is your overall book not on the podcast?
Okay, so another one that I think about at least weekly, that I recommended way back when on the podcast, was Between the Pages by Amanda Richardson. It's part of her Love at Work series. And I did read the second one, but I think I already said, I'm a sucker for, writers, books about writers. Between the Pages. Yeah, Amanda Richardson. So this book, I'm not going to, if you've not read it, I'm not going to give it away because there is a major fucking plot twist. God. Anyway, it is about a writer who, I think he has 3 or 4 published novels, might be 4. But he only wrote the first one himself and has been using ghostwriters ever since. He's had writer's block ever since. He has the ideas, but he cannot get the words out. So he's been using ghostwriters. He ends up hiring, the heroine is a ghostwriter who has been ghostwriting novels for years, and doing well, but she wants to write her own novel. So she's quitting the ghostwriting business. This is her last book that she has agreed to take on. And mostly she's taken it on because he's offering so much money. And she's just I really can't turn that down. So anyway, he says stipulations for all of my ghostwriters is that you have to come live in my house in the Hamptons with me because that's where I write.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I already told you this, yeah.
So you have forced proximity. She already has a professional crush on him. She is obsessed with his first book. He taught at NYU around the time she went there, but she never took a class from him. It's just a lot of, they clearly connect, and they clearly have a lot of chemistry, but they're fighting because they're also working together. And so it's just there's a lot of complications around that. And then it gets angsty as fuck.
Were you talking about this book? Yeah.
But god damn it, this book, I think about it frequently, far, maybe more than what is healthy, but it is such a good book. I loved it so much. Every once in a while I just go back and reread passages from it.
Well, come on, it's kind of like what I do with Romancing Mr. Bridgerton.
Yes, I mean, it absolutely is. Sometimes I just open it back up and I'm also the hero's name is Emerson.
Fuck me.
Named for.
Well,
right. At some point, she finds 2 stray cats at his Hamptons house. They came up on the deck or something like that, and she takes them inside because she's it's raining and gross outside. I cannot let these cats just stay outside, and so she ends up keeping them. And they name them Ralph and Waldo.
Of course.
It's fucking hysterical. It's just a lovely. I can see the. I don't want to give too much away.
It sounds like one of those books that you'd be hey, passion flicks.
Oh, I might be too heavy for passion flicks.
I have a question about passion flicks when we're done with this.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Your turn, dear. What was your favorite non-podcast book?
Fastest Way to Fall.
Okay. Yeah, that
I mean,
makes sense.
I think you and I talked about this when we were talking about books for earlier, and I said when I wrote the review for this, I said for this book, I said this might be my favorite book, and because we were talking about Beach Read when we actually I read this before, I read this after Beach Read, and I said I don't know. I said this might be this might be up there. It might surpass Beach Read. Like for me, it was like,
oh God.
There's just something about it. Like, it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Like, the choices they make, either character make for each other. You do have a little bit of angst, so there's a little bit of, like, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, God. Adding that to my endless TBR. Thanks, Rae.
Oh, word.
Fucking hell.
All right. So what is your favorite sexy time?
God. Okay, so, like, I knew... There are a couple that, like, I knew were going to be on the list.
This is actually one of the ones we didn't do. I didn't do, like, an off podcast.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's too difficult. There's too many. Like, that's...
I mean, I just watch porn. It's fine.
Okay, so to be different, because I had already seen that what you had chosen, so I didn't want to, like, just ditto it, although I absolutely could have. Mm-hmm. So what I chose, honestly, even surprised me. I chose the scene from Fighting Conviction, which would be like episode 13, I think. That was an ARC from Greer Rivers. Mm-hmm. I am not into the virgin trope. Like, I am not even a little fucking bit. But that particular scene, like, there's some sexy scenes before that, but because she's a virgin, like, they're taking their time. Totally fine with that. But when it finally happens, like, it happens after an extremely emotionally charged event, full of, like, literally life and death circumstances.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's from Dev's point of view as opposed to hers, which was a choice by Greer. Like, a lot of times when it's like the virgin trope or whatever, like, that first sex scene is from her perspective, right? But it's told from his, and it, like, for some reason just really heightens the emotion of it, because, like, the way that he needs her in that moment is beyond anything. Like, it's just this really intense moment. And we talk about, like, character arcs and redemption stories and stuff, like, he was a total fuckboy and has, like, fallen for this girl and is just like, well, this is where we're at, and I'm in love with her, and so this will be it for me forever.
Is that whole book is from his perspective, right?
No. It flips back and forth.
Just that chapter.
That chapter is from his point of view.
There's something to be said, like, I don't mean to derail, but I was just thinking about something that came into my head. It was like talking about those S.L. Prater books that we were talking about, like how beautiful the covers are. The first book in the series is written from the male's perspective. The second is written of the female's perspective. Like, the different different couples, which was like,
interesting.
It's very interesting. Like, and so it's interesting, the fact that it's like it, and there's no, like, back and forth in those books. It was like all male.
Interesting. Female. I don't know that I've ever read a romance novel entirely from his perspective, unless it's like a male romance. Like Red, White, and Royal Blue is written all from Alex's perspective. Fascinating.
Yeah, it was, and it's beautiful because he's like sidebar. If you read my review this week about her books, is they're extremely the both heroes are like closeted feminists. Like, because both of their wives are like, it's kind of like, you're not supposed to be, like, they're not supposed to be feminists. But anyhow, I don't
like
mean
Jack
to,
Devlin.
Like, right, even worse though, because, like, if they can be murdered, like, they can be.
That's intense.
If they, at one point in the second book, David goes, don't ever, if for some reason you break down and it's in pistol, stay in the car, or make sure you get to me, or don't ever be in pistol by yourself, because they will burn witches there. Anyhow,
perfect.
But, like, Yeah, so it's Heroine is like I was just thinking of perspective. Anyhow, sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, your turn. Sexy times.
So I have two, and they're both for the same reason. Is Daughter of Rage and Beauty
From
by
Amy Penza.
Yes, by our buddy Amy. Again, Amy, I'm so sorry. I bought your book and my dog ate it.
I don't think she cares. She still got the money.
She did, because I bought the paperback because it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And when I was putting in the recycling because it had been half eaten, it was beautiful when I looked at it.
Fucking asshole.
And the other is The Hating Game.
Both.
Because there's like, holy God, there's like the night after the big fight, and then there's the shower in the morning.
Yep.
Yup. I think more of the shower than I think of the fucking sex. I think
So
of the
hot.
oh my God, the shower and the oral. It's not oral. It's actually like it's hand jobs.
Yeah,
in
it
the
is.
fucking shower the next morning. That's actually what I think about. Cool. I'm glad my mom read this book. Anyhow,
I also love during the actual sex scene, her internal monologue is like, I need to send a thank you note to his personal trainer.
yes. I mean, and then, so with Amy's book, it's literally a chapter of sex.
Yeah.
And it's a chapter of sex where like, FYI, I don't know if you guys remember, but my stunt casting was Chris Hemsworth.
Holla.
Thank you.
I am curious to see how any of that has changed, because she said she changed a lot of that book when she re-released it this
I'll
month.
have to reorder it. to reread it. Asshole. Anyhow, back up to you. Book that surprised us the most.
Okay. So the book that surprised me the most was American Queen, because I was expecting just some straight up erotica. And instead what I got
There was some,
was
feels.
all of the angst.
There was serious angst.
So much fucking, like,
So many
palpable angst. Yeah, I was expecting, like, some throuple action, which, happened. But
when does
like,
it actually happen? Like,
the
when does
very
it, like,
end. The three of them together, the very end.
Yeah. Like, the last book?
Oh, no, the end of American Queen.
No. What I was hoping for.
Oh, I don't know. I have not read American Prince or American King. In part because I don't know that I can handle the angst.
Yeah, because, I mean, I was hoping for some male, female.
Right.
Running a train, as people would say.
Yeah.
Run and train.
I don't know, but I assume it happens at some point.
I would assume, probably, yeah.
Yeah. What book surprised you the most?
Honestly, Happily Ever After playlist. Like, I was expecting, I hate to say this just because of playlist, was thinking of Nick and Nora's playlist.
Oh, sure,
like,
yeah.
Ultimate Play, whatever that fucking movie is. So it's what I was thinking. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then it started as the fucking back and forth through the text messages and the emails and the phone calls. I was like, seriously, and I think I said it in the episode, I could have done with seriously half of the book being that. Like, I would have loved it. Oh god, that book's great.
That book is so good. Like, today I was rereading passages from it and I was just like ready to start crying.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
what book made you cry the hardest?
Laugh the hardest? Oh, cry the hardest. We
Cry,
are doing that
yeah.
first. Fucking hell. Beach read made me sob like a little bitch. I mean,
And then-
just
yep. Yeah.
fuck, man. Like,
Oh my
I
God.
could
Oh, Dad.
not. With the dad and, like, the whole premise of Beach Read, if you haven't read it, is that January has inherited a house from her dad. And her parents had, like, separated briefly. And during that time, like, he bought a house on the beach in the town that he had grown up in or whatever. And so he never got rid of the house. And so she is, I think it's been a few months since he passed. And so she has inherited this house and she is going to, like, stay there and try and write because she's like far past her deadline and she needs to get stuff into her editor and whatever. And there is so much complex shit behind just that. Holy shit. I mean, the amount that I cried.
Oh.
I cried so much. Just like bottomless pit of despair crying.
It's, I mean, when she has she reads the letters.
That was what got me.
I'm thinking about it and getting emotional.
That was what got me, was when she read the letters.
And yeah.
I couldn't. I mean, I just
it's
like...
rough. It's rough, guys. I mean,
it was so sad.
And I think the worst part of it is because you don't know who to feel. Like, you don't know how to feel. Like, you leave and you're like, I should hate this person, but I don't hate this person. Yeah. And I need to hate this person, but I can't hate this person.
Which is so spot on. Like, good job, Emily Henry. You know?
Exactly. Like, which makes me like wonder, like, oh my God, do I need to hug her? Is she having some issues? Like,
I mean, the thing, I don't remember exactly what I had said about that episode, but like, or about that book during that episode, but something, especially being a parent now, do we ever really get to know our parents as people and not just as parents? I feel like if you do, you have been fortunate enough to have them grow old, and you guys have been together as adults for a long time and had a good relationship. And not everyone is that fortunate, because how difficult is it to, like, there was a moment with my mom today that I like saw her as, not as my mom, but like as a person who is going to be going through something.
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
Like that, she is going to be dealing with a thing.
And yeah, and in you're also going to have to be dealing with it.
Yeah, I will also be needing to deal with it,
because at some point you're going to have to be dealing with that thing too.
Yeah, right. But I looked at her and I was like, this person with this expression on her face, like, that is my mom, but like I saw her suddenly as this person that was like, she's gonna have a hard time soon, you know. Like, it was a tough moment.
They're not they're an actual person.
Yeah, I mean, she is a human who is going to go through a thing, and that's a really hard separation to make, because one of our mutual friends told me at one point, I think when my daughter was like very little, she was like, you know, whether we like it or not, our parents are the strongest influence in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Like it or not, like, no matter what happens, because if you are a person who has been raised by your own parents, those people are the people who have spent the most time with you. So whether you like it or not, whether it was a good thing or not, those are the people who've had the biggest impact on your life. Yep. And that's a heavy responsibility. I mean, it is. Like, and so when I was reading Beach Read, fucking hell, man. God, that was painful. And how do you reconcile?
Thank you, Emma.
Emily. Like,
no, Emma was the one who suggested it to us.
Oh, right. Emma Jackson was like, you have to read Beach Read. Oh my God, I forgot that was her who had said it. Thanks, Emma. God.
We love you. Shut up.
We do. We love you so much.
Come back on the podcast.
Yeah, please come back on the podcast. When's their next book coming out?
We should actually just do one of her older books. And just
we should. We should do the one before Sleepless in Sicily.
Yes.
Remember?
The one that I was like, I started reading and I was like, oh, this is great. Okay, well, let's just...
And then we had like forgotten. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, God, Beach Read fucking made me sob like a child.
Well, and at the same time, it's Happily Ever After playlist. Because, like, I remember just texting and being like, I'm sitting in my kitchen weeping at one point. Because, like, when they break up and...
God, that was horrible. God. Yeah.
it's rough. This guy's like, these two books are rough.
Yeah, they were excellent, like so very good, but also just emotional. And like for legitimate reasons. This was not like contrived bullshit. This was like, these are legitimate things that the Happily Ever After playlist happens. Like really really made happens. Me like there are big things that happen.
And it is like both parties are like, there's no getting past this. Like there's no like,
yep,
I don't know what to do with this.
Right.
And it's rough. Like, and it hurts my heart for the people who are in this situation, which I'm sure there are a number of people in Hollywood and in the music world and everything that are dealing with this, that are like, I am just a normal person.
Yep.
But I can't have a normal life.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what these people are going through. It's like, I just want a normal life where I love somebody.
Yeah.
And I want to be with them. And I want to have a normal fucking life. And they can't have it.
Yep.
And that sucks. That really sucks for them. But honestly, like, I have to say, because we read this before COVID, it might be different now. Who knows?
What do you mean?
Because people aren't traveling to do... Because the one big thing was all the touring.
Yeah.
People aren't fucking touring anymore.
I mean, they're setting them up for next year. We'll see if they happen. Some people did tour in 2021.
Who knows? Who knows what happens? Because honestly, like, I would be more than happy.
How artists make money, though.
But you know what, though? Like, I will, and I have, for podcasts that I like, We Hate Movies, they are doing, like, especially... January 14th. They have a live show coming up. You can pay $10 to watch them do their show live.
Yeah, Stuff You Missed in History Class has done that too.
Yeah, online. And you pay $10 just as if you were going to see them at,
I like that.
Wherever. Yeah, and guess what? I don't have to leave my house.
Yeah.
So I don't have to get COVID. And you also, not even just that, like, you don't have to show that you had your shots. Whatever.
Right.
So, because I know
and what if you have, like, what if you are severely immunocompromised and can't get the shots?
Exactly. Like, so you can go actually see your favorite people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I hate to say it, but I think that's the future of where we're going. And, but again, at the same time, it's like, that's the whole premise of Happily Ever After, is like, why these two people can't be together. And,
why it's dangerous for them to be together.
Yeah, it was rough. That was fucking. That was, I still think about it. I'm like, it's super. It made a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Book that made us laugh the hardest.
Holy fuck! The funniest book I have ever read, hands down, was Boyfriend Material.
Co-signed.
I am going to get the passage that made me laugh until I wept. There was a lot in Boyfriend Material that made me laugh until I cried. Also, Boyfriend Material, like, in terms of books that surprised us, I wasn't expecting...
Oh, me either.
Some of the, again, necessary real-life angst. It wasn't like...
Do you remember when you put me in a corner for not liking Red, White, and Royal Blue as much as Boyfriend Material?
Did I?
Yes, we joked about it at the time.
Because
you were like, no, it was funny. Because, like, I'm being an asshole. But you were like, why didn't you give this 3 out of 4 stars?
Oh, right.
I was like, I'm sorry.
I did forget about that.
You did. I really did. And I think part of it, and I hate to say this, I don't mean this in a bad way, and I'm not saying this because I know this person is gender fluid, but I'm saying I think I liked Boyfriend Material better because it was a gay man writing a gay novel.
Fair. Yeah, I think it's fair.
And Casey McQuiston is gender fluid, but that's fine. But I think, like, I think I enjoyed it more because they got it better.
Yeah, I understand that. I get it.
I don't mean this. Anything's worse than other, but
no, the books are just different. I am sorry.
Different.
I really did go after you. I totally forgot.
You did, and even Lee's like,
I forgot about that.
I was like, I'm
God,
sorry.
I'm terrible. So sorry. Okay, so this is the part for. I'm not kidding when I tell you this is the funniest fucking book I've ever read in my entire life.
It's so great. I've gone back through this book so many times. It's so fucking funny.
It is so good. This is the part that made me lose my absolute shit. I'm not going to get through this without laughing, and I'm really sorry. I met James Royce and James
Royce.
Now James Royce and James Royce at a university LGBTQ plus event. In some ways, it's strange the two of them work so well together because their name is pretty much the only thing they've ever had in common. James Royce is a bespectacled chef with a way of expressing himself that, look, I'm trying to find a tactful way to put it, but basically he's just phenomenally camp. James Royce, on the other hand, looks like a Russian hitman. Has a job I don't understand involving unspeakably complex mathematics and is incredibly shy. I could not. His descriptions of the friend groups are incredible. Next, we got Priya, a tiny lesbian.
I was going to say Priya.
With multicolored extensions who somehow managed to pay her bills by welding bits of metal to other bits of metal and selling them in galleries.
You know what the other thing about him is that he's very responsive too on Twitter.
He is. He had a couple books come out recently, didn't he? I'm super excited for Husband Material. Like, going to lose my mind. Yeah. God, this book is so funny. I highlighted so much. Also had one of, this is not funny, but it also had a line that we were all like, this is maybe one of the best lines ever. Like, it's so justified in the moment. Like, you totally understand. But he is talking to someone and he says to him, fuck off and die. Fuck off and literally die.
Daddy.
That motherfucker. He's terrible.
I'm assuming he's back for the last book, yeah.
Oh, I hope not. That fucker. I assume he will be, though. Yeah.
Oh my god, his mom and the woman who's possibly her lover, possibly, like, whatever.
The greatest. The greatest.
Watching, like, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
The best. The best. Like, I mean, Luke and Oliver. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Like, the group chat.
We just talk about, like, I mean,
one game more.
We can talk about, like, how, like, fucking Oliver needed a fucking GG, and he didn't do his GG, but I hope the fuck he does a GG in the next fucking book.
Oh my god, it's just so funny. The group chat names were
you or me or us.
All of them, because while we were reading this, our group chat between the three of us became all of their names. One gay more.
FYI, our group chat is still the same from
Jesus Tits.
Yep.
Which makes sense if you have read Red, White, and Royal Blue. If you haven't, it just sounds irreverent as fuck, which is also fine.
So, besides a potato, make sure I'm okay. Besides potato, what book from our podcast are you taking with you to a desert island?
I maintain that if I could use a potato to charge my Kindle, I would bring my Kindle. However,
that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Besides a potato.
So if I had to bring a paperback, how do I choose between Beach Reader, the Happily Ever After playlist? It might be the Happily Ever After playlist.
I have to say, like, that first part of it, the whole fucking epistolary part is just fucking amazing.
Yep.
I mean, if I had to, like, if
and
I
Tucker.
just had to say, Abby, just fucking half the book. Half the fucking book.
Oh my god. So good. So good.
So good.
All right, what is your besides a potato?
Totally Folked.
Yes.
Because I want to read it again.
Sure.
I have not read it because we've all been busy. So, but
really, what have you been doing?
Fuck off. Reading fan fiction, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's so good, and there's nuances there that I just didn't get a chance to catch.
I need to get a paperback of that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's penny. It's penny.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite line from a book that we read this year?
This is so difficult.
I mean, we're going to do, okay, so FYI, listeners, we're going to do book from the podcast and book not from the podcast.
Yeah. We couldn't not.
I mean, it's just, we've read so much this year. Come on.
So books from the podcast, I actually chose 2 different quotes from one book. The first one is actually...
I chose this, same book, so it's fine.
Can't handle it.
It's tough. This book is beautiful.
Yes. So, the first one is an exchange between... It's from the Happily Ever After playlist. And it's,
oh, no, you chose a different book. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
It's an exchange between Sloane and Jason. She says, "I love your hands, his instrument, his talented, capable, loving hands. Have them, they're yours," he said. I smiled. "You're giving me your hands?" "My hands, my voice, my back to do your heavy lifting, my arms to carry you to bed when you've had too much tequila, my money, my time, my heart. It's all yours, Sloane." And that's on page 285, if you care to know. And then the other one that I loved is from Jason, and he says, "She was every love song I've never been good enough to write." And that's from page 359.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Jason's pretty awesome.
He's amazing. Okay. Do you want to do my non-podcast one, or do you want to go to your podcast one? Yeah, do it.
I do mine.
Yes.
So my podcast is from, because we were talking about, but the 2 of us that we were like, we loved, it was, mine was from Beach Read, and it was "When I Watch You Sleep," he said shakily, "I feel overwhelmed that you exist." And because she mentioned that, oh my God, I'm going to start crying, God damn it, that she said that, like, she saw her ex, and she was like, she never thought, like, I never thought about him when he was asleep. And with Gus, it was like
that's what she... Yes.
Yeah.
It's like what she imagines, like, real love to feel like. It's
like, I imagine you when you sleep. Like, I'm overwhelmed that you exist, that you are here with me, and you're breathing, and you're here, and you are cognizant, and
I'm gonna start crying.
I know, these 2 books are amazing. Like, I mean, we're gonna go into our the page to screen, because we're going to just touch on it in a second, but I would never have thought that one of the books that we picked for Hispanic Heritage Month was one of the books that we were like, I mean, not that it...
but it was just like, it was unexpected. I thought it would be more lighthearted than it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again... I was thinking Nick and Nora's ultimate
infinite playlist, right? Yeah,
yeah. Like, I was not thinking like. Holy
I was not
God,
thinking that. I was not.
And then, for God's sakes, Beach Read,
did not,
out of nowhere.
I was thinking like Beach Read, just a chill, let's close out the summer kind of read. Nope. Not even for a minute.
I love your hands. I love your hands.
I love your hands. Have them, they're yours.
Maybe we should get that tattooed. I mean, I've talked about what I'm going to get, but maybe I'm going to get that and this.
I feel overwhelmed that you exist. Excuse me, I'm gonna cry for a few minutes.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm thinking, I love your hands, have them yours. I feel overwhelmed that you exist. I think that is a beautiful tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, non-podcast fucking moment. What's your non-podcast? Oh my god, I'm gonna go drink some more.
I know. Okay, so I'm actually...
some fan fiction.
Oh, God. I have 2 from non-podcast books. The first one, I'm actually not going to read the first part because it'll give away something major in the book. I won't read the name. I will just say, like... So, the hero, Emerson, is talking. It's from Between the Pages. Mm-hmm. Emerson... it's one of his chapters, and he says, "My ex and I were the Big Dipper. Finley and I are the entire solar system." And the other one that I chose is from Beneath the Stars, which is the first book in the Sugar Lake series, from Emily McIntyre. We had done Beneath the Stands for the podcast, episode 8, I believe. But this is from the first book, and it says, "Parents' words become their children's inner voice. It's a hell of a thing learning to ignore it." What about you?
So the first is, I do this all over again 100 times as long as I met you in the end, which is Lingus. And he's talking about, like, being a porn star, like, how many times, like, he would do it all over again, just because she's, like, pretty much, like, questioning, like, why would you be a porn star? And he's like, I don't care. I would do it again 100 times if I could meet you at the end of it.
And I think all of that is even more, it's amazing in the book when you read it. But then after you read the book, if you go to her website and you read his perspective, yep. It's like even more poignant.
Like, if you read, read Lingus. Like, seriously, read Lingus. Lingus is amazing.
So like, underrated.
It's so underrated. And the fact that, like, especially when you, like, you read Lingus and then you watch porn, you're like, oh my god, I feel so bad for these dudes. Because, like, yeah, I mean, it sucks being a woman, but it also really sucks being a dude. Because, like, it's not enjoyable. It's really not enjoyable. And depending on how you perform is how much you get paid, mm-hmm. and how if you get paid. Mm-hmm. And because most porn is not focused on the guy. So no one cares if you you have a cramp in your leg from at a weird angle that you're fucking thrusting into her. Like, because that's what he talks about. He's like, yeah, for the most part, for 6 hours, I'm staying in a weird angle thrusting into her so the camera can get my best angle of my leg. Mm-hmm. It's like, God, that sucks. That really fucking sucks. And, like, now that I really have thought about that and then watched porn, I'm like, it makes you enjoy, like, Bellessa better.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You're enjoying something. Like, both parties seem to enjoy the fucking porn mm-hmm. more than just, like, he's fucking railing on her and you're like, yeah, but, and you're only seeing her, like, screeching like a fucking, right. barn owl.
Right.
That's
something that this is super bizarre. I'll expand on this when you and I are off air. But something one of my husband's friends said at one point was, like, porn is not, like, while it's made by men for men, and therefore does not help, like, with sexy times with women, but it is not healthy for men either.
No.
Because then, like, he was like, honestly, it makes men hate their own penises. Because it doesn't look like that dude's.
No, one size, right. And depending on who it is, because if it's a European guy who's over here, it's going to be, like, not circumcised.
Oh, sure. But, like, so all of I mean, I guess you could get circumcised if you wanted to, but, like, so little of your...
Also, if you're white.
Right. Like, so little of what you end up with as a man, you can't really do much about that. That just, we've discussed this on the podcast. Like, that just is what it is. And he was like, it makes you feel like inadequate as a man to not have like a 12-inch dick, you know? Like
12-inch dick could go for hours on end. And most guys will tell you, like, I forgot what we were talking about a couple episodes ago. It was like, where the porn star was like, no, at home I go 3 minutes. I'm good. Because I don't need to go 3 hours. Like, I just don't need... He's like, I've gone 8 hours. It hurts. And it sucks. He's like, most of the time you're thinking of like fucking math equations in your head. You're like thinking of like your grocery list so that we can get through. He's like, is it exciting to do like 3 minutes where I can like fucking get off? Yes.
God.
I mean, to me, like, I even think I'm like 30 minutes. Like, to me is like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel bad because the guys don't seem like they enjoy any of it. Oh, so...
I mean, chafing happens at some point, right?
So the other one I picked was, of course, from Beauty and the Stash. And it was Drew Ruinous because...
Drew ruined me for all men.
Exactly.
Yep.
His was for Ashley.
I'm gonna cry.
Fire burns blue and hot. Its fair light blinds me not. Smell of smoke is satisfying. Tastes nourishing to my tongue. I think fire ageless, never old and yet no longer young. Morning coals are cool. Daylight leaves me blind. I love the fire most because of what it leaves behind.
And then in the book, like, she says, what does the fire leave behind?
Yeah.
And he says, ash. Leaves ash behind.
I mean, I just think, honestly, if you're, like, looking for a book, here's the description of Penny Reed, Beauty and the Mustache, an enemies to lovers romance. I mean...
Already you and I are hooked. Like...
I mean, right? We have a toxic... Yeah.
Toxic relationship at the start.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And honestly, it is enemies to lovers about 60%. I mean, it's halfway through.
Yeah.
She does not like him. And he's amazing. But you don't understand how amazing he is until the end.
Until she realizes how amazing he is.
Yeah.
Because it's all told from her perspective, right? Mm-hmm. That entire series, with the exception of the final book with Dan the Security Man and Kat, is told from the heroine's perspective only, but the hero gets the epilogue. So the epilogue for... I think the epilogue for Beauty and the Mustache is my favorite epilogue ever.
It is good. Yeah,
it is so good. And at one point, friend of the show, you and I both know her. Hang on, I gotta pull this up. I told her, like, you have to read Beauty and the Mustache. It's so fucking amazing. And she was like, I don't know. I felt like she wasn't loving the epilogue in the same way that I was, which, like, respect, you know, it's fine, whatever. But she said to me, like, I don't know, the epilogue felt a little, like, creepy. And I was like, I can understand why you'd say that. But then,
I get that.
I understand it. But then she, like, sent me a different thing, like a poem, and I read it, and I was like, hold the fuck on. You think this is fine, but the epilogue is creepy? And she goes...
What did she send you?
I'll have to find it. And she goes, okay, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
Because I know this person. I'm like,
I know.
What did she send you?
It was a poem, like, that... Same vibes is all I'm saying. Like... Just like
gay ghost what?
Right. Mm-hmm. So
boo,
here's
what?
I know. Oh my god, I love this epilogue so much.
I mean, it's actually fucking beautiful. Like, it's
beautiful.
He's written poetry for her in his fucking journal, which she finds in, like,
is sent to her.
It's sent to her.
Oh my god.
Because the whole time she's like, what are you writing in your journal? What are you writing in your journal? What are you writing in your journal?
Right.
And look, I'm writing how beautiful you fucking are. Like, oh my God. Yes. 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 Oh, you know what's really funny? It's like, I can't wait to share that one with my mom. Now I'm thinking about, I'm gonna go over and purchase this one.
I need that one in a paperback.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this.
Oh my God.
Let's go to most cockle-burning moment.
Okay.
You're first, baby.
Okay. God, fucking Beauty and the Mustache. Okay. So I could not, the thing is, oh God. All right. So my most cockle burning moment is literally just the last quarter of the Happily Ever After playlist. If you have not read this book, stop listening right now. If you don't want any spoilers, because everything I'm about to say is a major spoiler for this book. Okay?
Yep.
This is your fucking warning. Turn the podcast off.
Yep.
From the point where there becomes something happens, Jason realizes how much danger he is putting Sloane in just by being with her. Mm-hmm. So he gives her up because it will literally keep her safer, physically safer as a person. Mm-hmm. After that, so they break up and it's horrible. He lies to her in order to break up with her. Sloane, in her trying to recover from that breakup, ends up going back into painting her hyper-realistic paintings. Mm-hmm. When he's back in LA...
Astronaut cats.
No more astronaut cats. When he's back in LA, he goes to a gallery to buy one of her paintings. Doesn't look at what it is, just buys it. Doesn't care. He knows it's going to be amazing. He buys it because she painted it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even look at it. It's wrapped up. And of course, she painted him, which he doesn't know until someone else unwraps it. So then he goes to his concert, which his assistant has left tickets for Sloane to go to. They buy disguises. Literally, they buy disguises.
Yeah, they did. Short of glasses with noses and fake mustaches.
Yes, because they don't want him to see. And these seats are front row, and so they literally trade them out. They trade someone with row 7 seats. She wants to be further away from the stage so he can't see her. And so he's at the concert and he starts talking about, I'm just going to have to read it. I'm really sorry, everyone, but I'm just going to have to.
It's fine. It's so beautiful. It's fine. Because I'm going to read a lot of The Hating Game, FYI.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Playlist. I can't just search for it. I just have to search for it at some point. Okay. So they roll up to this concert, right? Oh God. Okay. He puts his lips to the mic. Thank you. It's great to be back in LA. Everyone cheered, and I waited for him to say something about the beach or Disneyland or traffic on the 405. But then something weird happened. He just stopped. It started slow, the slight downturn at the corner of his lips, the loss of humor around his eyes. And then he changed suddenly, and all at once, like a mask had come loose and fallen off, and underneath it he was deeply sad. He paused. He paused so long the crowd started to murmur. "Actually, no," he said, his tone suddenly serious. "Being back in LA has been a little rough for me. I'm sorry, it's just... something happened today, and it's been hard." He glanced down at the stage and shook his head. His eyes came back up, and he looked over his fans. "You guys don't know this, but I met the love of my life in Los Angeles."
Oh.
I sucked in a shock of air, and my heart stopped dead in my chest. The crowd whistled and hooted, but Jason put a hand up. No, no, no. It's not who you probably think it is. The tabloids get it wrong most of the time. Lola Simone and I are just colleagues and good friends. No.
Oh, Lola. Oh, Jesus, Lola.
Right? No, this woman, he seems to struggle with it. She was incredible. She found my dog, actually. That's how I met her. Wouldn't give him back. Said I had to prove I loved him first. He laughed a little, and the crowd laughed too. He went on. We fell in love really fast. And I know people say love at first sight, but it really was. Hell, I loved her before I even laid eyes on her. She came on tour with me. She's this amazing artist, and she couldn't paint on the road. He clutched the microphone stand with both hands. Being on tour isn't easy. It's exhausting, and she was willing to do it because she loved me, even though it meant making a lot of sacrifices. But there were some bad things going on that I couldn't tell her about, really scary stuff, and it got to a point where I realized that being with me wasn't good for her. I couldn't give her a life or protect her, so I let her believe something terrible about me so I could end it with her. Kristen squeezed my arm. Are you hearing this? What is he talking about? I shook my head, tears starting to well in my eyes. I don't know, I breathed. He chuckled a little.
No.
The funny thing is, I got what I wanted. I wanted her to get over me. And you know what? She did. He dragged a hand down his mouth. Yeah, she's on a date tonight. I saw her. Went out to her art gallery, and I saw her with some guy when I was about to come out. It fucking killed me, he whispered. I thought breaking up with her was hard, but seeing that... My mouth went dry. I couldn't even breathe. Kristen, he was there. I was afraid to take my eyes off him to look at her. He was there, I whispered. He came. This time he didn't recover as quickly. He went quiet for a long moment, and the audience simmered to a hush. Cell phones hovered over heads, recording video. You could have heard a pin drop in the arena. They were hanging on his words. Jason squeezed his eyes shut, and when he opened them, his tone was sad. You think you know what love looks like. You think the fairy tales and the romantic movies prepare you, and then you finally really, truly find it, and you realize you never knew a thing about it until her. He shook his head. She was every love song I've never been good enough to write. His voice cracked on the last word. Sloane, Kristen whispered. Everybody's crying. She tapped me. Look. I tore my eyes from the stage to look around. The woman next to me had a hand over her mouth and tears running down her face. Everyone did. Jason wiped at his eyes and with his thumb and picked up his guitar. I'll never get her back. It's too late for that. But this song is for Sloane anyway. It's called Proof. My fragile heart shattered. I completely lost it. I leaned forward, hands over my mouth, and sobbed. He sang. It was poetry about a woman who was every season. She was the muffled moment when the snow started to fall. A soft, beguiling spring fog over a glass lake. The full moon, white and unmarred in an inky black summer sky. An autumn so vibrant you can die feeling peace because your eyes have seen it. It was the most beautiful thing he'd ever written. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard. And it was mine. And I'm just gonna cry for a little while.
I mean...
The fuck?
It's fucking gorgeous. I mean, seriously, like, again, we could talk about, like, how we were never... We never anticipated this was gonna be, like...
Nope.
No.
No.
It was gonna be, like, amazing. We were excited because it was, like, gonna be, like, Hispanic Heritage Month. Yep.
Yeah, let's read Hispanic authors. And then we read this and we were like, what the fuck?
Which is funny because it's Hispanic Heritage because the author
is Hispanic. Nothing about the book really is. I mean,
no. But it's still, it's like, it's fucking amazing and I will love her forever. Like, it's beautiful and...
there is one more. So, of course, like, eventually. So, she says, how did you see me? I whispered. He came up to look at me. He had tears in his beautiful blue eyes. I told you, Sloan, I'd notice you in a crowd of 1,000,000.
Should I go to mine?
Yes. Oh my God, please.
Right. So our anniversary show is it's the bedroom scene from
Your most cockle burning moment is the bedroom scene.
my cockle. No, yeah. No. What is it? Is it really? Is that what it
You
is?
said the anniversary scene.
Yes. It
Yeah.
is. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. So it makes no difference. I loved you the moment I saw you. I'm falling backwards through his bed. He lifts his arm around my waist. I jerk like he's caught me. You love what, me? Lucinda Elizabeth Hutton, one and the same. Me. Lucy Harris of the Sky Diamond Strawberries Dynasty. Me. Could you show some ID so I can be certain? His eyes are lit, and the smile I love best of all is glowing in his face. But I love you. I can hear how incredulous I sound. He laughs. I know. How do you always know everything? I kick my feet against the mattress. I only figured it out a few minutes ago. Your heart has been breaking. I can't hide anything from you. It's the worst. I try to put my face into the pillow. You don't need to hide anything from me. He takes my chin in his fingers and kisses me. You're scary. You'll hurt me. I guess I'm a bit scary, but I never hurt you again. Anyone who ever does that will find about us scary. You hate me. I never have. Not for a second. I've always loved you. Prove it. There's no way you can. There's no way you can. I'm satisfied with it. What's my favorite color? Easy. Blue. What kind of blue? Bedroom blue. I point at the wall. The walls. Your shirt. My dress. Pale Tiffany blue. He tells me to sit, then goes to the end of the bed. He opens the wardrobe door, and I see all the shirts hanging in color sequence. Josh, you dork. I start to laugh and point, but he grabs my ankles and drags me to the end of the bed. There's a full-length mirror, and I see myself at long last sitting on the bed in his robin's egg blue bedroom. His walls are the same blue as my eyes. I've been a bit slow, but that's the prettiest blue in the world. Look, Lucinda, I know I've been busted the moment you saw this room. He sits in the bed behind me, one knee up, and I fall back into the perfect cradle of his body. How somebody can't recognize their own eyes, I don't know. Seems I didn't recognize a few things. Hey, Josh. Yes, shortcake? You love me. I see him smile in our reflection at the confusion and wonder in my tone. Since the moment I saw you, since the moment you smiled at me, I felt like I was falling backwards off a cliff. The feeling has never stopped. I've been trying to drag you with me in the worst, most ill-conceived and socially stunted way possible. We've been so awful to each other. I feel his cringe and his hands begin to stroke me. I mean, how can we ever begin again? Time for a new game. The starting over game. I smile, eyes bright, dazzling, full of hope and certainty, and this merger will be the most exciting, passionate, challenging things ever to happen to me. Nice to meet you. I'm Lucy Hutton. Please call me Josh. I see the blinding flash of his smile. I know I'm properly crying. Tears are running down my neck. Josh. Sounds like heaven coming from your mouth. Josh, please. We've been colleagues for more than 1 minute. You've been rather flirtatious. Let me hang up my coat. He unclips my bra. Allow me. Thank you. playing the starting game in the mirror, and his eyes begin to darken. He feels his hands with my white skin. I grew up on a strawberry farm. It's named after me. I love strawberries. I'm so lovesick. I eat them constantly. Can I nickname you shortcake? I'd be a dead giveaway that I love you. Hold on. You love me? We've only met a minute ago. I do. I'm sorry. It's I work so fast. I mean, I hope it's not too forward for me to say, but you're incredible, Lucy. I die when you blink. What do you know? I love you so much. Every time your dark blue eyes hit me, it feels like I get a mild electric shock. Okay, so I'm just pretending. Look, I'm just reading this from her
so
book.
Good.
Do you want me to continue?
We can stop. I mean, there's like many more pages before the end. God, it's such a good book. I have that part, I die when you blink. I have that highlighted in the book. Oh, God. So does that wrap it then?
Yeah. Are we done?
I think that's it. God knows we've been talking for 3 hours.
So, the one last thing I want to ask you is, we're going to talk about page to screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, has there anything, like, what is of all the page to screens that you have watched? Because, I mean, it's different.
Okay.
What is your favorite page to screen?
Well, the hating game, right? I mean, I feel like
Besides the hating game. Because I'm going to say the same thing, but I mean, like...
Oh, man, that's difficult. Okay, oh, that's difficult. Warm Bodies. I'm gonna go with Warm Bodies then.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Warm Bodies then.
So, I'm gonna go with, one of the Christmas ones. Amiga.
Oh, it's not like Safe Haven? Your face. I'm so sad everyone else couldn't see that.
No.
Oh, you
Haven.
missed her middle finger too. It was nice. The Christmas ones were good. We had some good Christmas ones at the beginning. Whew. So I truly cannot believe that we've been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful. I'm grateful to every single person listening to this show right now. We have no intention of stopping because it's how we roll. We're really looking forward to next year. We have, I think, some exciting ideas. So we're looking forward to making it better this year for everyone. If you would love to, I don't know, like rate us and review us on the Apple Podcast app, that would be fantastic. We still have magnets people can choose between on our Instagram. There's two of them. One is like a wine colored background. The other is like a purplish blue. If you would like to rate us and review us.
I love you so much.
Oh, yes. God, I'm so tired. Then please do so. And if you screenshot your review on the Apple Podcast app and email it to us at chicklipbookclubpodcast@gmail.com, then we will send you a magnet of your choosing. Give us your mailing address, wherever you would like us to send it. Otherwise, you can find us multiple places.
Oh, so
many places. Our website is www.chicletbookclubpodcast.com. Our Twitter is at chicletpodcast. On TikTok, you can find us at Chicklet Book Club. Pinterest, where you can follow our Spank Naughty lists and our stunt casting, Chicklet Book Club Podcast. You can email us at chickletbookclubpodcast@gmail.com. Please send us your constructive criticism. Instagram, we are at Chicklet Book Club Podcast. There's a link to YouTube and a link to Facebook. And then also we have a Patreon, which I swear to God we are going to come up with levels with. This year. We are doing it. I have some ideas.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'll tell you about them. I wrote down some ideas. But
all right, so
yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. We're always grateful to you. We would love to hear from you if you have any feedback for us. If there's books you want us to talk about, more than happy to take suggestions. Most of all, just thank you to everybody who has listened to this podcast in the last year, because it's been super fun. Super fun.
Yes.
Yeah. That's about it.
Cool.
How do we end this thing?
In the most annoying way possible.
Bye.
Bye. I love you so much. Bye.
I love you, and I'm so tired.
Me too.
Fuck you, COVID.